charges related to child sex trafficking and sexual assault. Police say a 60-year-old Vesterberg man took a young girl to the home of a 45-year-old Perry man between February and March this year. The Perry man allegedly sexually assaulted the girl. Neither suspect has been identified in order to protect the identity of the victim. The Perry man has been charged with first and third-degree criminal sexual conduct, child sexual abuse, unlawful imprisonment, and using a computer to commit a crime. The Vesterberg man is charged with human trafficking and accosting a child for immoral purposes. While more people are traveling for the Memorial Day holiday this year than the year before, travelers should be aware some COVID-19 precautions are still in place. AAA spokesperson Adrian Woodland says people should expect things to look different, especially when traveling out of state.
You have many theme parks and hotels that are running at reduced capacity, and there are some services that are not. So AAA always suggests travelers, seek a trusted travel advisor to help them wade through the different changes and what may be happening at the locales they're planning to travel to.
Woodland says travelers can view AAA's COVID-19 travel map to find out what locations are closed and what type of restrictions are in place. A Grand Rapids man can add assault charges to those he'll face after he allegedly hit a police officer with the officer's baton. The officer was trying to arrest the man for allegedly stealing at an Ace Hardware when the suspect fought back and tried to grab the officer's gun and taser, but managed to get his baton and hit him with it. A second officer arrived and tased the suspect, who was arrested. The officer has moderate injuries into the hospital. Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson will be outlining her plan for an appointment-only system before a State House committee at 10:30 this morning. Earlier this month, Benson said most people like the idea of setting up an appointment instead of waiting for hours at a branch office.
People really embracing this appointment option if you recognize that you plan one day ahead to get a next day appointment, and that's really the most efficient way to get an appointment in a way that's convenient. And then that's also, again, enabled us to move more things online so that you can do more business virtually.
Benson says half of the openings are released at 8 a.m. and noon each day for next day appointments. Those opposed to the plan say most appointments are booked for weeks in advance. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 9:10. I'm Dave Maurer.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Today, clouds will be on increase. Highs will top out near 60 degrees. Winds northeasterly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Showers develop after midnight. Lows drop to 43. Winds east-northeast 10 to 15. Higher gusts possible. Friday, chance for more showers, mainly through the early part of the afternoon. Winds will be breezy and highs only make it into the 50s. Friday night, it becomes partly cloudy to mostly clear. Winds stay breezy. Lows head back down to 43. And then Saturday, sunny and still breezy, and highs reach 63. I'm Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, it's 48.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinion. To around the world, the Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show for Thursday morning, 27th of May. Our show sponsored by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty for all of your residential and commercial real estate needs. Give Linda a call at 295-7713, and more about that later on as we progress. During the 10 o'clock hour this morning, we'll learn about Saginaw Celebrating Summer again. Marsha Braun will be with us. And at 11 o'clock, Saginaw Parks and Recreation become the subject of focus. But for this hour, a program that's been around since 2011, although I must admit I thought it'd been around longer than that, but I was wrong. 2011 is when it started. It is called Lock It or Lose It, a program created in Saginaw Township by the Saginaw Township Police Department in cooperation with others, as we're going to learn this morning. One of those others, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, and with us, the head honcho. We say good morning to Peter Ewan. Peter, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. Always a pleasure to be with you.
And same here. Also with us this morning from the Crime Prevention Unit in Saginaw Township in the Police Department, Officer Chris Fredenberg. Chris, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art. I'm also happy to be here with you.
And same here. Now, let's start. I think we need to go back. I have to be honest, when I saw 2011, in my mind, somehow I thought the program was older than that. We've been doing this a long time, but I thought it went back farther than that. Give us a little history, Chris, of the Lock It or Lose It program, why it came about, why it was necessary.
Well, in the Crime Prevention Unit, we'd been coming up with programs for quite some time, and I know you're familiar with our shoplifting efforts in our commercial districts. We saw a reduction in crime at several levels, and we went to Chief Bissell and asked him, this was, the end of 2010, and we said, we've seen the success with crime going down. Where do you want us to focus our efforts next? And he sat back in his chair, folded his hands, and
I can picture it.
Yeah, if you can come up with a program to reduce larceny from autos, boy, you'd be onto something. And he'd said he'd just gone over the numbers, and that was the glaring number that just was always elevated. And my partners and I took it serious. We walked out of that meeting, got to work right away, and decided that we needed to kind of develop a law enforcement campaign, along the lines of you always hear about click it or ticket. So we needed something catchy, and just kind of uttered lock it or lose it. And everybody thought I was brilliant until my partner at the time, Brian Kinnicky, Googled it right away and found that it already existed somewhere else. But that didn't slow us down, and we decided, we wanted to put billboards up around the community to remind people to lock their vehicles, especially at night. And we said, we need somebody to help underwrite this, and who else better than an insurance company? So we reached out to Peter right away with Saginaw Bay Underwriters, and he loved the idea and said, I got an idea. We do a lot of work with Frankenmuth Insurance. Let's bring them on board too. And the rest is kind of history. We've had a great run now after 10 years, and we've seen a considerable dent in this crime that we're all very proud of.
Peter, let me ask you what it meant to the insurance industry to get involved in this.
Well, Art, to be honest with you, really what we're built around and where our culture comes from and our core values and so on, our community involvement is one of. So it's really just a natural to become involved in it for a lot of different reasons. First of all, certainly it's an insurance issue, right? Because if someone's car gets broken into, we're looking at a potential claim. Although a lot of times what you see on that is that the deductible is higher than what gets stolen, so the individual is funding it themselves. But really, we think an insurance policy is important, but really the best risk management technique in this is prevention. And so this was a way for us to be able to get the message out and help the residents, not only of Saginaw Township, but really the whole area, because everyone sees these billboards and so on, and just remind them because it's such a preventable crime.
Peter, I've got to ask you this. It occurred to me when you just, talked about deductibles. In health insurance, if I have a deductible on my health policy and I go to the hospital, whatever the charges, they're submitted because they apply to my deductible. If I lose a GPS out of my car worth, say, $200, but my deductible is $500, should I report that so that it applies to my deductible, or do I not?
Probably just the opposite, because number one, you're not going to have any coverage towards it, and the deductible is every time that you have a loss. So by reporting that $200, the next time you have a loss, it's still going to be $500. You're not going to get a $200 credit at that point. So negative effect because it has a claim against your policy. So a lot of times on these, what you'll see is $500 deductible, but they have a $700 claim. It may not be in their best interest to turn that in and collect the $200 because over the life of that policy, you may see a bigger increase over a 3-year period than the $200 that you collect.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different than health.
Yeah, just quite a bit. Chris, let's talk about results, because obviously when you have a program like this, you want to see results. So if you look at the numbers of claims of cases in 2011 versus what you saw in, say, 2020 or 2019, what do the numbers look like?
Yeah, yes. When we so the 2011, if we look at 2010's numbers, we were at 211 large from autos, and just with that first year of the campaign, we dropped it to 147. So right off the bat, we saw the program, and that really put fire in our bellies to keep it going. Now, when you average everything out, and we go back to 2001 to 2010, the average per year was 220. Okay, so it's pretty. Those numbers were always right around 220 a year. With the last 10 years, we've dropped that down to 122. So pretty much cut it in half, and extremely excited about what this year will bring us. The numbers are already down. I'll tell you, in 2019, we only had 77. 2020, it was back up to 100. I don't know if COVID kind of contributed to that.
Let me ask, because we, as a people, tend to get complacent about things.
Yeah.
You really every year do have to come out with this campaign and remind everybody, don't you?
Yeah, and that's why we made it a summertime campaign. That's the number one time a year that we see this activity. Warmer weather brings out thieves because it's a little easier to navigate the streets comfortably, I guess. It's not cold out. And we figured if we targeted Memorial Weekend to Labor Day weekend, that it would emphasize the importance, but hopefully get some residual that people would start these habits and practices of locking their vehicles at night year round.
All right, guys, hang on. I've got to take a break. We're talking to Peter Ewan from Saginaw Bay Underwriters and Officer Chris Fredenberg from the CPU unit of the Saginaw Township Police Department. More ahead on the Art Lewis Show, sponsored by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty in Saginaw. Sellers are getting top dollar for their homes with the average of 1 day on the market. Linda Shepard sells faster. Buyers are cash or pre-approved. She does not waste any time. Easy to work with, no pressure tactics, with several years of experience. Linda's a full-time agent that lives here and sells here. She's not a franchise, so the money stays right here in your community. Buyers, the interest rates are still low. Linda Shepard watches the market closely, so clients get a showing fast and have a fighting chance. She'll fight for every offer, every time. Call Linda at 989-295-7713, 295-7713, Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty. And we'll be back with our guests after these notes.
The Maytag store has a... Yep, you heard right. The Maytag store, which has been locally owned and operated in the Great Lakes Bay region for over 70 years, has appliances in stock. If you're like most people right now, you've been pulling your hair out trying to find a replacement refrigerator or a washing machine to clean your clothes. Well, the Maytag store is here to help with in-stock appliances. They have refrigerators, washers, dryers, ranges, microwaves, and dishwashers, all in stock from Amana, Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid. Plus, did you know that the Maytag store has their own delivery crews? If you buy it, they can install it. And they have their own in-house parts and service department should your appliances ever need repair. The Maytag store invites you to come check out their selection at any one of their locations. In Saginaw at 3800 Tittabawassee Road, in Frankenmuth at 477 North Main Street, or at their brand new outlet store in Shields at 7400 Gratiot Road. Experience the Maytag store difference today.
I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger with a quick tip from H2O Wireless on stretching your budget and saving money every month. Start with your recurring monthly bills, and here's the easiest one, your cell phone bill. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile charge premium rates for unlimited data, when in all actuality, you have no need for that much data. H2O Wireless, on the other hand, is on the exact same network as one of those carriers, but charges you half. The average family of 4 is saving over $70 a month without having to sacrifice coverage. And listen to this: unlimited talk, text, and 15 gigs of data for just $36 per month. Switching is as easy as swapping out your SIM card. You can keep your phone and your phone number. Here's how to get the best deal. This month, dial pound 250 and say keyword get H2O. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Dial pound 250 and say get H2O for this exclusive offer and start saving today.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The number of new claims for jobless benefits declined to 406,000 last week, and continuing claims, those still receiving unemployment benefits, also declined to 3.64 million. Also, there's an update on the gross domestic product for the start of the year. First quarter GDP growth was at an annual pace of 6.4%, not as strong as forecast. And durable goods orders for expensive manufactured things hit a snag in April, down 1.3%. Boeing shares have been trading slightly higher after the $17 million settlement related to production problems. Dollar Tree's quarter was stronger than forecast. Best Buy also topped earnings predictions, and Best Buy is raising its forecast for the year. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Guys, you know that new Untuck It shirt you've been eyeing? Well, you can save 25% on everything in stores and online with Untuck It's annual Memorial Day event going on now. Untuck It shirts are made to be worn untucked, so you can feel comfortable and look sharp all day. They're the only styles you need this summer. Untuck It's Memorial Day sale is the time to save on bestsellers like wrinkle-resistant linen and cool short-sleeve styles to help beat the heat. Just visit untuckit.com or any of Untuck It's 80-plus stores to save 25%. Untuck It, shirts designed to be worn untucked.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/work. ZipRecruiter.com/work.
Should be deep enough to get the run home. Goodrum tags and he will score. Tigers take the lead in the 8th. Robbie Grossman delivers 1-0 Tigers.
The Tigers play 12:50 today on 790 News Radio WSGW.
Back with you on the Art Lewis Show, talking to Officer Chris Fredenberg from the Saginaw Township Police Department and Peter Ewan from Saginaw Bay Underwriters about the Lock It and Lose It campaign, Lock It or Lose It. Chris, let me ask, for many, many years, particularly after 9/11, from Homeland Security, we kept hearing, see something, say something. How does that translate into these property crimes that we're talking about with Lock It or Lose It?
Oh, it's the same idea. As police officers, we rely on our public to direct us to where crime is afoot. Okay, so we have a patrol out at night. Every community has a resource of police officers, and they're looking for crime. But I mean, let's face it, our communities are very large. There's a lot of nooks and crannies and dark streets that we just can't always be on. So if something's going on, we need a resident to call 911 and direct us. And I hear from a lot of people that they're apprehensive to call 911 because they don't want to be about it. But without that call, we just don't know where to direct our resource. So I always tell people to be a good witness, especially at night. If you see something that just doesn't look right, a couple guys coming down your street wearing dark clothing with backpacks, maybe they're going up driveways or onto your neighbor's property, by all means, give us that call, direction of travel, and that lets our officers in the area. And a lot of times, the officers then will get out of the car, use the darkness to their advantage, and look for these guys.
Typically, when you find them, not only does it prevent immediate crime in that area, when you trace it back, do you find out they've been involved in others?
Oh, absolutely. I mentioned that backpack. When we catch up to them, that backpack usually has loot in it, other stolen items from other vehicles, and usually not just from that street that we catch them on, but from streets in the same neighborhood or vicinity. So typically we find the property on them when we catch them.
Some neighborhoods more prone to it than others?
I have found in this business, no. And I've also found that this happens in every community. It's not just Saginaw Township. Worked in Bay City for a few years before I came here, and it was a problem when I worked there. So it's just a common occurrence that happens in pretty much every community.
Peter, what do insurance statistics show you about this?
Well, I think what we're seeing on it, Art, is I don't know that we see a lot of claims necessarily on it. And the reason is usually what's getting taken falls below deductibles and so on. So it's not from an insurance standpoint as much just because deductibles have risen over the years. Back when you used to have a $50 deductible, that was a different deductibles going higher. It really almost becomes a self-insured loss at that point.
Mm-hmm. That's true across the country, isn't it? It's pretty much universal in the insurance industry, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, really, I think what's starting to evolve in the insurance industry, and it's been on this trend for a long time, is that as a homeowner or on your auto, you see a little bit higher deductible, so you have a little bit more skin in the game on it. And we're there, your policy's there. If you have a home fire, it's there for that. Or if you have a $10,000 loss, it's there for that. But on the smaller things, as you start to turn those in, they have an impact on your premiums that when you look, you end up actually paying more than what you collect from the insurance carrier. So it's not always worth doing that. So in a case like this is so preventable where you don't have to go through that. It's just a matter of remembering in the evening to lock that car up. So.
Because of that, Chris, because of the higher deductibles and people having, as Peter says, more skin in the game, has that caused people to take it more seriously, do you think?
I think so. I mean, pretty much anybody that's been victimized by a crime takes it personal. And, we've always heard our home is our castle. Some people are very territorial about their vehicles, too. I am. If somebody enters my vehicle, I feel violated. And that's why we see a great amount of cooperation in this effort. But usually it's after an incident has happened that we get the call instead of the preventative measure. And that was the whole idea of this education process. I think some people might not think that this is a possibility, that, I live in a safe community. Who would dare enter my property and rifle through my vehicle pretty regularly?
I just want to caution people about something. I know Chris, he's a big guy. If somebody enters his vehicle, it's at their own peril. I am assuming you don't want the individual homeowner to confront these folks.
Correct. We don't want the individual to confront them, because we have seen this happen where there isn't a confrontation. This scares the individual out of the neighborhood, and then it's harder for us to catch them. The best course, and I'll tell you, with technology now, we have had several cases recently where you've heard of these Ring doorbells, and there's different companies that have this technology, but just back in April, we had a homeowner right here in the middle of the township call 911 at 2:30 in the morning because bell woke him up. He looked at the video, and he saw a guy dressed in dark clothing pulling on both of his vehicles on those door handles. And this was a success story because both cars were locked. The individual just walked on to the next neighbor, and he called 911 right away. He didn't chase after him. He didn't alert the individual that he had been made, and our officers got in the area and sure enough caught up with him. And
Yeah, that's one thing. If your car's locked, they're not likely to try and break the windows of the car to get into it. They'll move on, won't they?
right, and that's kind of I've had people tell me that over the years. Well, if I lock my car, they'll just smash my windows out. From my experience in our part of the state, thieves do not break windows. They don't want to take the chance of being heard. Let's face it, in our subdivisions and in our neighborhoods, it can get pretty quiet at night. It's not like in a city where you have a lot of extra noise, or in a parking ramp that isn't surveilled and there's nobody around. Glass. So they just need to lock the car.
So let's talk about it from a standpoint of education. What are you teaching people to do? Aside from lock the door of the car, what else is there?
Okay, so we are telling people remove valuables. Okay, so take away that temptation right off the bat. If you are concerned about somebody breaking your glass, why would you leave your purse laying on the seat? So remove valuables, and then I think one of the most important aspects of the education module is what we just talked about with reporting it, calling the police, letting us know that you have suspicious activity in your neighborhood. If somebody's entered your property or they've come up by your vehicles, don't confront them, call us so we can catch them and we can make a case on them that will stick in court. And those are the three main takeaways that we request our citizens.
And, when we say remove valuables, if you have a GPS, it's more than just taking it down from the window. You really have to hide it, don't you?
You should, yeah. But the one thing about GPS units, though, that we like, if we've caught somebody that has a backpack full of goodies that they've stolen, maybe throughout the neighborhoods, is most people on their GPS will have a home setting, and that helps us locate to the street where most of the stuff was taken from. So
yeah,
that's always helpful.
Hang on, guys. I got to take a break. We'll be back with talking to Peter Ewan from Saginaw Bay Underwriters and Officer Chris Fredenberg from the Saginaw Township Crime Prevention Unit. We will be back with more after these notes on the Art Lewis Show.
We've all experienced it at one time or another. One of those days, weeks, or months where life happens.
You mean like being unexpectedly laid off and trying to figure out how to make ends meet until I find another job?
Yes.
You mean like my emergency fund getting drained due to car repairs?
Exactly. When you need somewhere to turn to us. We're Members First Credit Union. Let us help you with a Life Happens loan. We're offering super low rates and a variety of terms. Get some peace of mind and money to use for all sorts of things. Emergency home repairs, everyday essentials, bills, utilities, and more.
Change it for me right now. Thanks.
I was worried about getting my roof leak fixed. Wow, that's huge.
Get started and apply now at mfcu.net. Members First Credit Union. When life happens, it's important to have somewhere to turn. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. Subject to credit approval. Get up to 0.5 percentage point APR off your loan rate based on your relationship with the credit union.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service. Coast fees or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest FCC report, and route metrics.
And you thought Wilson Ford Lincoln just sold Fords and Lincolns? Jim Wilson, you have Jeeps, Chevys, Buicks, Mazdas, Nissans, and Fiats too.
Our pre-owned vehicle sales center at 4201 Bay Road can be mistaken for a new car. We sell often look like new.
But with huge savings from your volume discount pricing.
And now with our all-new Blue Advantage Certified program, anyone can buy the pre-owned vehicle they're looking for from almost any manufacturer and get the peace of mind that comes with buying a certified pre-owned vehicle.
Wait, this can't be right. I can go to your Ford store and buy a certified pre-owned Toyota or Chevy?
That's absolutely right. Almost any pre-owned vehicle we have from any manufacturer is available with 172-point inspection and Ford Protect backed service coverage through Ford Blue certification.
Are you prepared to be overwhelmed with customers when the public gets word of this?
We're talking on the radio, aren't we?
Yes, we certainly are.
Well, then, I won't keep you any longer so you can beat the crowd to Wilson Ford Lincoln, 4201 Bay Road in Saginaw, your savings store.
Hey, everybody. Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year, we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. In fact, over 1 million homeowners took advantage of refinancing or buying a new home with Rocket Mortgage. What you may not know, rates are already starting to increase again, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. With an official mortgage review from Rocket Mortgage, you'll see just how much money you could save by making a move right now. Don't look back over these next few weeks and wish that you had taken action. You could save hundreds on your mortgage payments or pay off your home loan earlier than planned. You could even take cash out of your home to pay off high repairs or bulk up on an emergency fund. When you want to secure a low rate, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year, we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. And wish that you had taken action. Call 833-8ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Direct from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, talking to Officer Chris Fredenberg from the Saginaw Township Police Department Crime Prevention Unit. Peter Ewan, the head of Saginaw Bay Underwriters, and the Lock It or Lose It campaign, now 10 years old. And Chris, either by tip or by luck of being at the right place at the right time or good police work, have you actually caught folks in the act of breaking in?
We have. It's kind of one of those things that happens from time to time. And when you say luck in police work, boy, I would say a majority of our successes are based on luck. And then obviously people calling us. So when I talked about the gentleman with the Ring doorbell, it went up. He made that call, and that put us in the right place. So, just a note on that case, the gentleman, or I should say suspect, that was pulling on the door handles, he's dressed in all black, but unfortunately he was wearing red shoes. So when the officers came across him, riding a bicycle and at 2:30 in the morning, and he had the red shoes with grass clippings on them, it was very apparent that he was our suspect, that he'd been up in yards because of the clippings, and he was putting two and two together, and then his backpack with items in it. It was very apparent he was the individual. So a lot of it does come down to luck, though, Art.
The other part of it is what happens after they're caught. Are the courts taking this seriously?
To a point. I will tell you that just this individual I'm talking about with the red shoes, he hadn't learned his lesson. They had a warrant out of our police department for the same crime. So it is a crime of recidivism in some cases where, they get caught, they get in the system, and sometimes it just takes a while for them to learn the lesson. We have individuals that we catch that learn it the first time. A lot of it depends on sometimes their age and their experience as a criminal.
And that's also true of your shoplifting effort, isn't it?
It's the same thing. Yeah. We catch them. We put them in the, I call it the baloney grinder of the court system, and then we see what comes out. And we do see recidivism with shoplifters. I have been greeted out at the mall on my patrols by individuals that I've caught in the past, put in prison for repeatedly stealing, and have thanked me for changing their lives and finding a better way and wanting to give back. So there are some success stories out there, Art, and I'm always appreciative when I get those contacts from people that I've dealt with over the years that, I caught, put them in the system, but it took several times for them to change, and they made that change. And those are the things that fill my tank when you see a success like that.
Peter, I know, Saginaw Bay Underwriters has been involved since the beginning. How did you get Frankenmuth Insurance involved?
Well, Frankenmuth is one of the insurance companies that we work with, Art. And when I took this idea to them, they were very excited. Reasons. Number one, just the whole campaign, the impact it can have, but also Frankenmuth is very involved. Frankenmuth Insurance is very involved in our community, and this was another opportunity for them to be involved. So I didn't have much of a sales pitch that I had to put on. They came on in the beginning and were really excited about it and continue to be.
And what's the insurance company's role in all of this?
Well, I think we do a couple different things. Number one, we certainly help finance the whole campaign for the year, so that would be one of our roles. But then also we take it and we use this as a way to inform our clients as well. So we have stuffers that go in every mailing that goes out of our office from now until Labor Day to continue to do that. You'll see it up on our Facebook page. And Frankenmuth does the same thing as far as some social. I think it extends out from the campaign that we have, and it's just another way to get that message out.
Chris, when you talk to people, are they receptive to this?
Yes, very. And we kind of explain it that, it's one of the most preventable crimes out there. It just takes that simple act of hitting the clicker on their car remote before they go to bed. And when you explain that, again, it's that education process that this is actually a problem that occurs in every community.
It used to be one of the problems, too, was leaving your garage door open. We've kind of cured that, too, haven't we?
Yeah, that used to be an issue, too. And we have officers on our night shift that will actually leave a notice to let the homeowner know that their door was found open and that it's a risk.
Yeah. All right, hang on, guys, and we'll be right back with talking to Officer Chris Fredenberg, Saginaw Township Police Department Crime Prevention Unit, and Peter Ewan from Saginaw Bay Underwriters. More ahead on the Art Lewis Show.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Big wins are exploding at Saginaw Eagles Landing. Play Blast for Cash every Friday and Saturday in May for your chance to grab a share of tens of thousands in cash. Each day, starting at 2 p.m., lucky winners will have a blast trying to uncover prize after prize. There are 81 winners all month long. It's Friday and Saturday in May, only at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Let your fun out. Visit saginaw-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. Companies might deliver a lot of hay. ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
I'm one of thousands of women with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body.
I'm living in the moment and taking Ibrance, palbociclib.
Milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women positive HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy.
Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com.
Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
WSGW is looking for pictures you capture of storm damage, fires, traffic crashes, and more, plus positive and inspirational scenes, too. You can be a contributor to the WSGW News team when you witness breaking news. Our newsroom is your newsroom as we team up together to cover the Great Lakes Bay region on air and online with 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
And back with you, chatting with Pete Ewan from Saginaw Bay Underwriters and Officer Chris Frettenberg, Saginaw Township Police Department. Chris, I'm going to take you off Lock It or Lose It just for a minute. There's been a lot of news, particularly since a year ago with the George Floyd incident, about attempts to defund police. What's your view of it? What's your reaction to it?
Well, obviously, I feel that defunding is just a terrible idea. If there was ever a time where we needed fund, and especially when you talk about police reform, there's got to be money put forward to help with the reform that everybody wants. Now, on a personal level, seeing this kind of national movement towards this defunding idea, and I'm getting and catching a narrative. All the partners I work with are feeling that, boy, there's this movement kind of against the police, and it'd be easy to take it personal. But boy, locally, support. I've been a police officer for 25 years now, and I mean, right after the September 11th attacks on our nation, I saw a ton of support for the police. And in the past year, I have seen on that local front that same support. I can't tell you how many times in a day that somebody waves at me when I'm driving through our community in my police car, or I get a thumbs up or a smile at a stoplight, people offering to buy my coffee. It's just the type of support we're getting on the local level.
You would agree, though, that, in every profession there are those who put a negative spin on the profession. You need to get rid of the bad apples. They need to be weeded out.
Absolutely. And we all realize that every profession has people that aren't pulling their weight, or they're doing things that are bad. It's just unfortunate that when you have one or two big incidents that take a microscope on, that it kind of paints a negative connotation on an entire profession, which is kind of hard to take.
One other thing in the Saginaw Township Police Department, of course, at the end of the year, you're going to undergo a change where Don Pacella is going to allow his significant other to take him all over the world, and while we all stay behind and work, and you'll have a new chief. But it happens that the chief is your supervisor anyway. Much of a change in the department, do you anticipate?
I don't see a lot of change coming because we kind of have a philosophy around here. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I think our crime numbers tell you that things aren't broke in Saginaw Township when we're at our lowest Part 1 crime level in our community since 1980, when those numbers were first kept. So the good thing about Chief Basel's replacement with Scott Malice is that he's a local. You know, he grew up here in Saginaw Township, graduated from Valley Lutheran, went into the military, came back and became a police officer. So he has family here. I mean, this is his place, and he'll run this department as if it will be. So everybody's excited about not necessarily losing Chief Basel because he's been a great asset to our community all these years, but certainly with his replacement, we're all looking forward to that.
I serve as the co-chair on the Crime Prevention Council with Chief Basel, and I know he's going to be missed. He's going to be
absolutely.
Missed. So. Yep. All right, guys, listen, last word on Lock It or Lose It. Pete, any messages you want to pass along?
No, I think a couple things. Obviously, it's a preventable crime. A big thank you to the Saginaw Township Police program and allowing us to be a part of it. And also a big thank you to Frank Muth Insurance for stepping up and really supporting our community.
Chris, last word.
Hey, yeah, remove your valuables from your vehicles. Make sure they're locked at night, particularly, and report any suspicious activity. We need those calls to 911.
All right, my friend. Listen, thanks for being with us today. Officer Chris Fredenberg of the Saginaw Township Police Department, Peter Ewan from Saginaw Bay Underwriters. To both of you, thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Art.
You bet.
Yeah, thank you, Art.
Have a great day. Bye-bye now. And we thank them for joining us here on WSGW. Let me take a moment to talk about cars since we've just been talking about them. If you need a newer car that you want to lock up, I have some great news for you. Thalen Auto Group in Bay City. They have a tremendous inventory of cars, trucks, and SUVs, one of the largest inventories of previously owned vehicles in the Great Lakes Bay region. Hundreds of them. And you can see everything from premium luxury vehicles to everyday drivers, no matter what your price range, no matter what your budget, and no matter what your credit. Thalen searches the market for the lowest prices on their used vehicles, and that's the price they pass on to you. They will tell you because it is the right thing to do. Financing is easy. Stop in and talk to them about it. The Thalen Auto Group, North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. View their inventory online if you'd like at thinkthalen.com. Test drive the vehicle you're interested in and then sit down with a Thalen representative to see how easy it is to make your dreams come true. Thalen Auto Group, serving the automotive needs of the Great Lakes Bay region for 44 years, now in its third generation of family ownership. And we will be back after these notes.
Listen, you hear that? That's the quiet sound of wide open spaces across 5,000 acres of Shanty Creek Resort. So, when you need a breath of fresh air, whether it's golfing, hiking, or the wide open spaces of Bel Air are calling to let you know Bel Air is fresh air. When it's time to plan your up north escape, we'll be here to welcome you at Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Social Security. You've spent your entire working life paying into it. So don't you want to get the most out of it, squeezing it for all it's worth? Jason and Carl Kreiderman and the team at Great Lakes Investment Advisors can show you ways to do that with their free Social Security report. It's a great first step to learn how your Social Security benefits can play a role in your overall retirement income plan, especially because the Social Security Administration isn't able to give advice. Get your free Social Security report from advisors at GreatLakesOffers.com/security. That's GreatLakesOffers.com/security. And for more on retirement planning, tune in to Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
When the forgotten poor are in need of healing, they wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy Ships, a floating hospital staffed by volunteers, heroes of mercy who donate their time to save lives.
Every human has the right to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could just see the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org.
All right, we're back with you here just for a few seconds as we head up toward the top of the hour. Next hour, we're going to talk to Marsha Braun to start with about Saginaw Celebrates Summer and all the activities going on this summer, particularly now with the loosening of outdoor restraints and indoor to some degree too. We'll find out what's happening in Saginaw. All of that coming up. Don't forget baseball this afternoon. I think 12:45, if I'm not mistaken, here on WSGW. And we'll have more on that. And also on Focus, Saginaw County Parks and Recreation. A lot of outdoorsy things coming up. First, though, the news, CBS News at the top of the hour. They'll have the national and international report for you. Ann Williams will be along with the local report to tell you what's happening in the Great Lakes Bay region and the state of Michigan. I'll be back with more right after the news. Talk to you then.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
We lose the good person who's a very good person in our family.
Loved ones mourn the loss of 9 people murdered by a co-worker at a rail yard in San Jose, California. CBS News is learning more about the suspect, Sam Cassidy, who shot and killed himself. Correspondent Jamie Yukas is near the scene.
Cassidy, a 57-year-old transit employee, lived nearby. A neighbor's doorbell camera shows him leaving the house Wednesday morning with a large black duffel bag.
CBS News confirms he had 2 semi-automatic weapons and 11 loaded magazines. County Sheriff Lori Smith says they found bomb-making material in his work locker.
The precursor items for explosives, like detonator cord and stuff like that, but no actual device.
There will be a vigil for the victims outside San Jose City Hall this evening. Republicans are offering up a compromise infrastructure plan with more than $900 billion in spending on roads, bridges, and broadband systems. That's far less than President Biden's latest $1.7 trillion proposal. Senator Shelley Moore Capito.
What we are looking at today is a $928 billion package over 8 years. It sticks to the core infrastructure features that we talked to initially. It's a serious effort to try to reach a bipartisan agreement.
The president will make remarks in Cleveland this afternoon. 406,000 people signed up for jobless benefits last week, a new pandemic low. Bankrate.com's Mark Hamrick with the flip side.
With this latest snapshot, some 15.8 million Americans were on some form of unemployment assistance, pointing to further work to do in the healing department.
There will be a virtual rally today to demand action to stop a surge in anti-Semitic attacks. There have been more than 60 reported in New York City alone this year. CBS's Holly Williams is in Paris.
Jewish population in Europe. In recent years, they've seen several deadly attacks and the desecration of a Jewish cemetery with Nazi swastikas. Jewish people make up about 1% of France's population. But according to the latest government numbers, they're the victims of more than 40% of racist acts in this country.
A woman in the South is facing criminal charges for plowing into a COVID vaccination site. CBS's Jim Krasula.
26-year-old Virginia Brown is facing charges including after she allegedly sped through a tent with National Guard personnel at a vaccination site in Maryville, Tennessee, near Knoxville. A police officer saw what happened and stopped the woman's car. He says she told him it was a form of protest.
Dow up 248. This is CBS News.
Looking to hire? Indeed will help you speed up the process. They have 135 skills tests to help you find the right candidates faster. Visit Indeed.com/
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now. And nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast, with no hidden taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest FCC report, and route metrics.
It's all about the nose. It's line of defense against bacteria and viruses. If too many germs get stuck in your nose, guess what? You get sick. That's why it's so important to keep your nose clean, just like washing your hands. Nasal irrigation gets rid of germs by rinsing the nasal cavity, but neti pots are hard to use and, frankly, kind of gross. Now there's a better way to keep your nose clean and help your body protect itself. It's called Navage Nasal Care. Suction to flush out allergens, mucus, bacteria, and viruses. Millions use Navage for fast, all-natural relief from sinus congestion and allergies, and to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage is easy to use, affordable, and comes with an absolute guarantee of satisfaction. You wash your hands and brush your teeth every day. Now it's time to start cleaning your nose with Navage. At Navage.com, CVS, Walgreens, Bed Bath, Target, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Metastatic breast cancer, or MBC,
which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body. I'm living in the moment and taking Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy.
Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com.
Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
49 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Ann Williams. Saginaw is in line to receive as part of the American Rescue Plan Act, and a community conversation is being held this evening to allow residents to share their thoughts on how it should be used. It's scheduled for 6 p.m. at the First Ward Community Center. That's at 410 12th Street in Saginaw. Lock It or Lose It celebrates its 10th year in Saginaw Township. WSGW's Rick Antonio has more.
The program, developed to help raise awareness on preventable thefts from vehicles, has helped cut reported cases in the township by nearly half since its inception. Township Police Crime Prevention Officer Chris Fredenberg says the easiest thing someone can do is lock their vehicle when it's not being used, but also suggests taking in valuables.
This truly is the most preventable crime. It happens every summer where we have thieves roaming through neighborhoods, checking car door handles to see which ones are unlocked. The easiest way to prevent it is just to lock it or lose it.
Chief John Purcell says the initiative has become a model for other departments across the state because of its success in making communities safer. Between 2001 and 2010, he says larcenies from vehicles averaged 220 cases per year at 122. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time is 10:07.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
WSGW News Time is 10:08. Even with a downward trend in COVID cases in northern Munson Healthcare is still issuing a warning. Here's more from Rob Mason at the Michigan News Network.
Right now, the positivity rate sits at 6.7% with about 192 cases per 100,000. It's a significant decline, but doctors say they're seeing patients who previously had COVID coming in with different medical issues. Physicians are seeing patients who just cannot kick the symptoms and they can't be explained away. So health officials are strongly encouraging people to get vaccinated ahead of the tourism season, especially people who are still on the fence about vaccination. Mason, the Michigan News Network.
Michigan Republicans have revised a contentious bill that would have required voters to check a copy of their photo ID when mailing an absentee ballot application, saying they could include their driver's license number or the last 4 digits of their Social Security number instead. It's the second time in weeks that the GOP-led Senate Elections Committee has relaxed a key proposal in legislation that would tighten voting rules. Democrats say the measure remains flawed and would make it harder to vote. Another bill would toughen an existing photo ID requirement at polling places. Ready to go ride some roller coasters. Michigan's Adventure in Mississippi.
We're starting our season with only our amusement park and only on weekends, so guests should definitely check out our website. And then our water park opens on June 19th.
The park's Lori Ballenbach says they have a new area in the park, Camp Snoopy, with family-friendly rides, and they have 7 roller coasters. Michigan's Adventure will only be open weekends until June 19th. You have to reserve your tickets online at myadventure.com. When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom, 752-0790. It's 10:10. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see increasing cloud cover here for today with a high around 60 degrees. Northeast winds of 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then for tonight, a chance for some rain showers here mainly late with cloudy skies, a low near 43. Northeast winds gusts as high as 25. Friday, a chance for rain showers, cloudy skies, a high of 51 degrees. Then by Saturday, mostly sunny and breezy. We'll see high around 62. Sunday, sunshine, a high of 71 degrees. Then by Monday, partial sunshine, a high around 74. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently,
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you. Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show. Open phones later on in the hour. And we'll look at Saginaw Parks and Recreation during Focus this morning after the 11 o'clock news. But we're going to start out getting ready to celebrate summer as only Saginaw can do it. And that's what the program's called. Saginaw Celebrates Summer. And to tell us about it from the Arts and Enrichment Commission, we say good morning to Marcia Braun. Marcia, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm still at home, therefore I miss your cookies.
Oh, well, you know what? If I could, I'll have to do a porch drop for you or a porch delivery. How's that?
There you go. So I was thinking about this. How many years have we been doing Saginaw Celebrates Summer?
This is our 14th year.
Wow,
and,
really?
Yeah, it's hard to believe. And I want to give a special shout out to our presenting sponsor, HSC. It all started with them 14 years ago, and SGW has been with us since the beginning as well. So it's been a great 14 years, and we're looking forward to being back this summer. I guess we can say Saginaw is welcoming back summer. So.
Yeah. Let's before we move into this year, what was it like during 2020?
Well, 2020 was obviously a very different summer for all of us, but fortunately, this summer things got a little bit better for us during that whole COVID pandemic, and a lot of things were going on in the community. So we did find that there were a number of events going on, whether they were virtual or in person, and very small or geared toward more individual family groups. So we did have Saginaw Celebrate Summer, but we, as they said, pivoted very quickly. We weren't able to start anything really until July because June was still at a point where people didn't know what they were going to do or how they were going to do it. July, we saw more programming starting to come, to light. So we basically moved everything back a month. We started in July so that we could, help promote what was going on early fall, as a lot of our organizations started to gear up for pretty much a season of virtual programming. We wanted to, help promote what they were doing any way we could. And our calendar, which normally has, 175 plus events listed in it, was pretty much non-existent in June. So we turned it into a resource guide. We thought, let's get the word out there that we have all these great organizations that are. Here's how you get a hold of them. You can find them on the web. You can find them on Facebook. Look them up, see what's going on. Many of them have, virtual programming. Many of them had small in-person events. So we really encouraged people to, get out there, see what was in the community, because there were things going on to keep everybody engaged during a very difficult and lonely time. And our Art Saginaw Facebook page, that was a tremendous resource. We used that for promoting primarily everything that we had in terms of events as they came up, or in virtual activities with the kiddos at home, virtual museum trips, park tours, all kinds of things going on. And we also used it as a resource for communicating and letting the public know what was canceled, what wasn't canceled, what had regrouped and was happening in a different way. So it was, as we said, we were celebrating summer in a new way.
So let me ask Marcia, from your vantage point, I mean, because there were so many virtual activities over the past year, are any organizations so enamored with the virtual they may keep it that way, or is there nothing like personal interaction?
What we're finding this summer is that a lot of the in-person events are coming back, and there are a number of them that are shifting to a hybrid mode, where they're finding there were some definite advantages to the virtual and online programming, so they're going to do a hybrid version. And one that comes to mind is the Saginaw African Cultural Festival. When I talked to them not too long ago, they said they found some advantages to the virtual programming. They did last year's festival all online. But they said they had people from all over the state and out of the state that tuned in to what they were doing. Going to be in person in August, but they are also going to keep a virtual or online component.
Yeah, but I'm glad they're doing something in person, because it's hard to eat their wonderful food virtually.
Definitely, and to take advantage of some of the drumming and some of the great things they've got going on. And another one that comes to mind too, which is kind of a hybrid model, was the symphony. And I know you're probably aware of this with their last concert. They did their first in-person concert the first of this month, and then followed it like 10 days later with a virtual on-demand presentation. So I think we'll see more of that happening as well.
All right, so let's, and folks should understand too, when we see Saginaw Celebrates Summer, all of these events that we're talking about happen in the city of Saginaw, because Saginaw Celebrates Summer isn't even countywide. Even though there are lots
Correct.
of activities in the county, your focus is on the city.
Yes, our focus is on the city. We want to try to bring people down to our city center to enjoy the riverfront area and all of the wonderful things going on here. And interesting enough, all of our major arts organizations have their homes or their in the city. So that's kind of one of the reasons that we were looking just to the city center. Does not mean that as the Enrichment Commission, we do not promote what's going on region-wide, because we do, and there's a lot going on throughout the region. I mean, if you look this summer, you can be busy every single day of the week.
Yeah.
And we did add this year, too, in the calendar, a small section beyond Saginaw, just to give people the resources if they want to check out Creative 360 in Midland or Midland Center for the Arts or many of the activities or the organizations in Bay County. So we did add.
All right, let's talk about a couple of the biggies. For example, is Friday Night Live returning?
Friday Night Live will be back. Proud to say, happy to say. Yes, they will begin mid-July, just as they always have. They will run for 6 consecutive Fridays, again at Morley Plaza. I do know that they'll have a few changes, like we all will. I do not know what those will be or how they will look, but they will be back. As their first concert is Rockin' the River, back on the riverfront. So we're excited about that. Very excited. I know last year they were hoping to do something in a little different format, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
So they're excited. We're excited. And they're just one of several of the bigger events that were canceled last year that will be back.
And the good news, too, if things hold the way the governor has stated them, after July 1st, it'll be unrestricted in terms of crowd size, and it should be full house.
Correct. And I think we'll still see, people at different venues asking, to perhaps wear a mask. I don't know, but it's, it's like you said, everything holds. Come June 1, July 1, we'll see a whole different set of protocols, and I think people will be ready to celebrate the summer.
All right, hang on. We're going to take a break, and then we will be back. We're talking to Marcia Braun from the Saginaw Enrichment Commission, Arts and Enrichment Commission, about Saginaw Celebrates Summer on the Art Lewis Show, sponsored by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty in Saginaw. Sellers are getting top dollar for their homes with the average of 1 day on the market, and actually getting more than what the asking price is. Linda Shepard sells faster. Buyers are cash or pre-approved. She does not waste any time. She's easy to work with, no pressure tactics, several years of experience. Linda's a full-time agent. She lives here. She sells here. She's not a franchise, so the money stays right here in your community. And buyers, the interest rates are still low. Linda watches the market closely so clients get a showing fast and have a fighting chance. She will fight for every offer every time. Call Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty, 989-295-7713, 295-7713. We'll be back with Marcia Braun after these notes.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
It's new, the newly enhanced XT2 series tractors from Cub Cadet. These lawn tractors have always set the standard for performance and comfort. Now get more strength, durability, and versatility with a strong Kawasaki engine delivering reliable power to tackle your yard, plus a 42-inch heavy-duty fabric cutting system delivering a best-in-class cut with fewer clumps, finer clippings, and increased evenness. The tough torque hydrostatic transmission delivers no shifting. Just push the pedal and go. See the new Cub Cadet Enhanced XT2 Series tractors today at Woolfiles, Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw, where customer service still exists. Open 7 days.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year, we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. What you may not know are already starting to increase, and it's likely that trend is only. A team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. Don't look back and wish that you had taken action. Call 833-8ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com. Rocket.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
News coverage.
Governor Whitmer.
Picture of the governor shows her breaking her own pandemic rules.
It was an honest mistake. I have apologized for it.
News.
The house is not a petri dish. Continue to wear masks.
You can safely unmask if you're fully vaccinated.
News coverage.
Unconditional ceasefire.
To defend itself.
Palestinians have a right to survive.
Get a vaccine.
$1 million.
Phil defeats Father Time
on WSGW.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open mixed. There was some improvement in the latest reading on the job market, but not all the economic news is upbeat. New claims for unemployment benefits declined to 406,000 last week. Continuing claims, those still receiving benefits, also declined. However, the gross domestic product for the start of the year was updated. % growth. Economists expected a stronger reading, and durable goods orders for expensive manufactured things declined in April, down 1.3%. Boeing will pay $17 million to settle allegations from the FAA regarding its production of 737 planes going back to 2015. Dollar Tree's quarter was stronger than expected. Best Buy also reported an upbeat quarter. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Facebook will review its ban on former President Trump in 6 months. Let us know if Facebook should Newsmax's poll. Text the word RESPOND to 39747. That's RESPOND to 39747. We'll share results on Newsmax with great recent guests like Donald Trump, Mike Huckabee, Franklin Graham, John Voight, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Mike Pompeo, and more. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Check your channel guide and vote on the Trump ban. Text RESPOND to 39747. That's 39747.
WSGW is your station for the Tigers.
Swinging a soft line drive to Goodrum. Catches it, throws to first. Tigers win. Soto closes it out. Great defense. Ends on a double play ball hit to Nico Goodrum.
Tigers Baseball, brought to you in part by Woolfiles Ace Hardware in Saginaw. Your local auto owners agents including Rummel Agency, Mayan Agency,
and Buck Insurance Agency.
The Tigers play on WSGW.
And we're back with you, chatting with Marcia Braun from the Arts and Enrichment Commission in Saginaw about Saginaw Celebrates Summer. WSGW pleased to be a partner again on this regional promotion. So let's talk about some of the events coming up. Let's start in June, right around the corner.
Oh, well, that is right around the corner. Hard to believe, but we've got a lot of great things going in June. And, we're going to have here at Anderson Center, one thing that we're excited to bring back is our Art and Garden Festival. And that is on the 23rd. Last year it was canceled due to COVID, but it will be back this year. It will look a little different. We won't have lunch, but we'll have food vendors here so people can come and shop. It's basically an art and garden fair, and we'll have a silent auction and, like I said, food for purchase. Also, if you want to get the kids outside to enjoy, some of the beautiful June weather, there's a kids-free fishing weekend, and you can shop all along the Ojibwe dock, bring your own pole and bait, but all fishing licenses are waived for the day or for the weekend. That's part of a state DNR program. And I believe not in the city, but just outside the city, that there will be a kids fishing day at Heathcote Recreation Area. And I think Brian Leckel's your next guest, right?
Mm-hmm. Coming up on Focus.
So he'll tell you, I'm sure, more about that. And of course, there's art exhibitions. There'll be an origami workshop at the Japanese Cultural Center and Tea House. And something new, which might be kind of fun. The Saginaw Choral Society will have, the end of the month, I think it's the 30th, Pans in the Park. And it is, when they say pans, they mean steel drums.
Oh.
They now have, yeah, how about that? Fun stuff. They now have a set of steel drums in Orchard Park, right across from the county courthouse. And I believe it's the 30th, 6 to 8 p.m. They have a group who will be there learning to play the steel drums for the first time. And I think they're going to have a food truck there for snacks and whatever. And you can bring a lawn chair and relax and enjoy some steel drum music. And if you think it's something you might like to try, you can look into registering, signing up to do it again. I think they're going to have it in August 11th.
Wow.
So you could sign up to participate at that point.
Well, let's talk about,
that'd be kind of fun.
Let's talk about Jazz in the Garden. Is that coming back?
Yes, Jazz in the Garden will be coming back as well. That will be every Wednesday in July, starting July 7th. Last year we were able to have it, but attendance was severely limited. We could only have
Right.
So who knows? Come July 1, it may be back to what it was before, but it will be back. We've got 4 Wednesdays, and of course, New Reformation Band will lead off the series, and the series will wrap up with the Robert Lee Review, which is a homegrown Saginaw group. So we're looking forward to that, and that's here at Anderson Center at 7 o'clock on Wednesdays.
One of the great attractions in this region, and I've always considered it a gem of the region, is the Saginaw Children's Zoo. I think they're going to have a pretty good season.
I think they're going to have a great season. The zoo, as long as the weather holds up for them, I think they'll have a great season. Of course, my office, our home at Anderson Center is just down the street, and I go by there. Their parking lot has been packed on beautiful days. So I think people are really looking to the zoo as a place to get out, take the family, because it's all out of doors. The train is running again. The carousel is running. Last summer they were open limited hours, but neither of those attractions were operating. But this year they are. They will not have a lot of their big special events like Deer Day that they co-sponsor with the Reed Association will not be there this year, nor will their birds, butterflies, and blooms. But they do have a variety. Well, every day at 2:30 they will have a theater show. So you can go and find out more about the animals, how they take care of them, what they eat. And so that's a fun thing. And that will be going on daily as well. And they're open daily. So it's, as long as the weather's good, go to the zoo. It's a great place to take the family.
And even if you're not interested in the animals, I don't see how you can't be, but if you're not interested in the animals, anybody interested in gardening ought to go and just walk around and look at the garden plots that are there. They started a concept. They started a concept that was taken around the country.
Well, I did not realize that it was taken around the country, but I will tell you that even if you are not a gardener, it is worth going to the zoo just to see the gardens. I am amazed at how much time and energy people put into those plots. It's all volunteer. There are, I don't know, do you know how many of them they have?
I don't know, about 100 or something like that. And I know for a while there was a waiting list for people to get them. Now, I think after last year that might have changed. There may be openings if people want to put in a garden, but I would call the zoo and ask.
I would call and ask. It's great fun though, because they're all themed. Some of them are just, varieties of all kinds of flowers. There's wildflower gardens. There's, hockey town themed gardens, butterfly themed gardens.
You name it.
It's amazing how creative people are.
That's true. That's true. All right. As you look over your list, pick out some of the other things that are happening this summer that really capture
Well,
your fancy?
Okay, we've got, if you're a foodie, you can go to the Dow Event Center, well, Huntington Event Park across the street. They're going to have their food truck face-off again. And so I think it's going to be 4 times during the summer, and it's like 4 to 9 p.m. So you can go down and not have to worry about making dinner that night. Find a food truck with a variety of cuisine that might pique your interest. And they'll also have music and lawn games, and so that's going to be going on again. That'll be kind of fun. Something new, if you want to check it out, in July, the Saginaw Art Museum is going to have mimosas and mallets.
Oh, that's different.
And mallets as in croquet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so they've got that beautiful lawn, the museum, and they're going to be doing basically a game of croquet, and I'm not sure exactly what all, but I think it sounds like great fun, so I think I may have to check that one out.
Yeah.
They also will have music in their garden, and they're going to be doing music, or museum tunes, I think they're calling it, and that will be new. They're going to be doing that a couple times during the summer, as well as some poetry nights that are geared toward not just adults, but families as well. And it's interactive activities. So that sounds like something else might be kind of interesting to check out.
And I imagine they'll also have some things at the Temple Theater, same organization now, and imagine that's going to be a busy place too.
I think everything's kind of starting to gear up. I know the Temple Theater, usually most of their programming kind of revs up in September. So I anticipate a few things outdoors in the garden this summer at the Art Museum, at least from what I'm seeing. And of course, they have their exhibitions as well that will run, continuously. They've got 2 going now, pretty much through one through June 30th, and Women Folk, and then the Art of Poetry will be going through August 25th.
And let's mention the Castle Museum.
That's what I was just going to say. And of course, if you're looking for exhibitions and things to do, the Castle Museum, and they have brought back their earlier in the year, Saginaw Silver Screens, Saginaw County's movie theaters.
Yep.
And that was an exhibit that was well received earlier in the year. So they did bring that back for the rest of the summer. And it features a series of movie posters from Scott Seeberger, who used to be here in Saginaw and I think now lives in Midland, but historic and valuable collection. So that should be kind of fun. And then they have something else starting this summer that will run all summer, is Picturing Women Inventors, which I believe is a Smithsonian exhibit. And of course, they also have, their permanent exhibits, which, highlight, all kinds of things around our area, the lumber industry, the automobile industry, some great permanent exhibits.
All right, and I'm gonna end with one that's out of the summer, but I've got to bring it up. The Saginaw Spirit returned to the ice October 7th at the Dow. Ontario Hockey League action will be back. Yay!
I am glad to hear that. My husband was just asking me about that the other day, and I said that's one I hadn't heard anything about. So.
October 7th is the league start for competitive play for the season. There may be a game or 2 preseason, but October 7th is the official start. The only thing that's in question right now is getting the Canadian border open, and who knows when that's going to happen. It's in the process. Let's put it that way.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed that it's sooner rather than later. And you're talking about sports out of the realm of summer. I might mention a couple things sport-wise that are out of the Saginaw area, but important nonetheless. And that's Loons baseball is back.
Absolutely.
And the Dow Golf Classic, I believe, will be back as well.
Yep. The LPGA event, the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational, takes place the week of July 11th through the 18th. And it's quite the event, and they're glad to have it back again this year. Matter of
So,
fact,
I guess
as a
basically
matter
our-
of fact, Matt, you mentioned that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, tickets are now on sale for the LPGA event. Just happened today, I think. So there you
Okay.
go. Good timing.
Well, see, there you go. And, you know, and I looked over the calendar, which actually was delivered this morning. I have them in my hot
Right.
little hand.
Marcia,
so
hang
they
on.
will be,
Marcia,
yeah.
Get you to hang on. I want to take a break here. I've got to take a break here. And then we'll come back and talk a little more. Might as well. Since I have you on the line, we'll just hold you over. Let me talk about Krizak's House Family Restaurant for a moment. Proud to be a business that serves the area with the finest in dining and takeout services. Grateful for all of you who have supported them. They look forward to serving all of you. Every day is takeout day at Krizak's from 11 to 7 today. Tomorrow and Saturday, 11 to 8, Krizak's House Family Restaurant at the corner of Cass and Michigan on Bay City's south side. Remember, they are closed on Mondays. For takeouts, reservations, parties, call 894-5531, 894-5531. We'll be back with Marcia Braun after these notes.
And you thought Wilson Ford Lincoln just sold Fords and Lincolns? Jim Wilson, you have Jeeps, Chevys, Buicks, Mazdas, Nissans, and Fiats, too.
Our pre-owned vehicle sales center at 4201 Bay Road can be mistaken for a new car lot. The cars and trucks we sell often look like new.
But with huge savings from your volume discount pricing.
And now with our all-new Blue Advantage certified program, anyone can buy the pre-owned vehicle they're looking for from almost any manufacturer and get the peace of mind that comes with buying a certified pre-owned vehicle.
Wait, this can't be right. I can go to your Ford store and buy a certified pre-owned Toyota or Chevy?
That's absolutely right. Almost any pre-owned vehicle we have from any manufacturer is available with 172-point inspection and Ford Protect backed service coverage through Ford Blue Advantage certification.
Are you prepared to be overwhelmed with customers when the public gets word of this?
We're talking on the radio, aren't we?
Yes, we certainly are.
Well, then, I won't keep you any longer so you can beat the crowd to Wilson Ford Lincoln, 4201 Bay Road in Saginaw. You're saving.
While we've been staying safe at home, scientists have been on a journey. The destination, a COVID-19 vaccine. This journey began decades ago with research into other coronaviruses. Scientists built from there with months of research and development, cooperation with other experts worldwide, and clinical trials on tens of thousands of volunteers of diverse race, age, and health status. They arrived at a safe, effective vaccine, and millions in Michigan have already been vaccinated. But the next step is ours. We need to get the first vaccine available to us, keep wearing masks correctly and taking precautions until we reach our destination, freedom from COVID-19 and getting back to the lives we love. Discover the facts for yourself at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Spring is here. Time to get your hands in the dirt while you plant your garden or fix up your lawn. But make sure your dirt is more than just dirt. It should be healthy soil full of minerals and biology to support whatever it is you're trying to grow. Is your ground sandy or full of clay? No matter what you are starting with, All Organic Dairy Dew can help. A little of this soil amendment goes a long way to improve your growing project from the ground up. Stop in at Maple Hill Nursery and Garden Center in Midland for the complete lineup of Morgan composting products in bagged and bulk, as well as fertilizer and liquid products. Maple Hill is located 1.5 miles north of the Midland Mall, just past Higher Standards Automotive on Eastman Road in Midland. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to Sunday, noon to 4. Visit us on the web at www.maplehill.com or like us on Facebook.
On air and online from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Back with Marcia Braun from the Saginaw Arts and Enrichment Commission about Saginaw Celebrates Summer, sponsored by HSC and WSGW, a proud sponsor of it too. You mentioned the calendar, and I was going to ask you about that, so I held you over to do just that. Tell us about the calendar and how it's available.
Okay, well, first, we do have an actual printed calendar. So if you want to put it on your refrigerator, highlight things to do, circle things, it just was delivered this morning. So about here ASAP. So you should start seeing them around the community this weekend. You can pick one up here at Anderson Center. You can also pick them up at the local libraries here in Saginaw. They'll be available at area businesses throughout the community. For example, the SDRC Marketplace will have them, the coffee shops, a lot of the major businesses, they'll be, like I said, all over. And then we will also have, actually, it's already on our Arts Saginaw Facebook page. So you can go to Facebook and it's Arts, AR, and you can find it there. And you will also be able to find it first of the week on our website, which is artsaginaw.org. There'll be a link there where you can go to it and download a PDF. So it's available in a variety of formats. And like I said, locations, we'll have it out all over. They'll be passing them out at the Memorial Day Parade coming up this weekend. We'll have some, any event going on, Friday Night Live, Lawn Chair Film Festival. We'll have them at the Art Museum, all the entertainment venues, the zoo. So, or like I said, check out Facebook at Arts Saginaw or our website at artsaginaw.org.
Let's talk about the All Area Arts Awards. That's coming up, isn't it?
Yes, that is coming up very, very quickly. On June 10th, we will be celebrating individuals, organizations, and businesses who have dedicated what they do to arts and culture in Saginaw, whether it's as an artist, a volunteer, or a supporter, both in terms of time and money and talent. And it is our annual fundraiser. Last year, we had to put a hold on it, but we are back. We normally have it the first week of May, but we've moved it back a month because not knowing where we would be with COVID, we decided our best opportunity to actually hold the event this year would be if we had it outside. So we are planning an outdoor event. It will look a little different, and it's at a different location. This year it will be at the Saginaw Art Museum. And we will have nice weather so that we can be in the garden outside. I'm bound and determined. But we'll have a reception from 5:30 to 7 with some wonderful by Fralia's here in Old Town, as well as entertainment by the Vortex Blues and Jazz Band. And then we'll have the awards in the garden at 7 o'clock.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we've got a great list of nominees this year, and I'm just real excited that we're going to be able to be back. And like I said, it looks a little different, but I think it's going to be great fun. It'll be a little, more outside, a little bit more casual. If anybody is interested in tickets for the event, they can get a hold of me here at Anderson Enrichment Center, and tickets are $40 for the evening.
Wonderful. Well, Marcia, listen, thanks for spending a little time with us this morning and helping us to celebrate summer in Saginaw. Lots of things going on. And I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, there's nothing to do, or the pandemic won't let me do this. Because I think after June 1st, and particularly after July 1st, everything's going to get back to reasonable normalcy, whatever that'll be.
I think you're absolutely right, Art. And, looking at what we've already pulled together, we're looking at well over 100 things going on throughout the summer. And I know Brian will probably talk to you about their Project Recreation Play Days. I mean, there's things to do for the kids, for adults. And if you just aren't comfortable with big crowds, then hop on a bike or lace up your shoes and walk along the river. Check out some of our public art. There's just so much to do.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you again down the road before the summer's out, I'm sure. Marcia, thanks a lot.
Yes, we will. Thank you, Art, and thank you for helping us celebrate summer.
You're welcome. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Marsha Braun from Saginaw Arts and Enrichment, and Saginaw Celebrates Summer. And as she mentioned, rightfully so, all of the communities in the Great Lakes Bay region have lots of activities going on. No matter where you live, check out your local area for all kinds of activities. There's plenty to do this summer. And what a better way to feel like things are getting back to normal than to participate in some of the activities you used to and couldn't because of COVID. We'll take a break and be back with more. Let me tell you about our sponsor, Linda Shepherd, as we've been doing. Linda has, of course, Pinnacle Realty in Saginaw. And you know, sellers are getting top dollar for their homes right now with the average of 1 day on the market. And Linda Shepherd sells faster. Buyers are cash or pre-approved. She doesn't waste any time. She's easy to work with, no pressure tactics, several years of experience. Now, Linda's a full-time agent, and she lives here and she sells here. Pinnacle is not a franchise, so the money stays right here in your community. And buyers, the interest rates are still low. Linda watches the market closely, so clients get a showing fast and have a fighting chance. She will fight for every offer every time. Call Linda Shepherd today if you want to list your home or you're looking for a home. 989-295-7713. 295-7713. Linda Shepherd at Pinnacle Realty. We will be back after these notes.
Want to know how to nail down more construction jobs and give yourself a concrete advantage in a competitive industry? Become a certified lead abatement professional. Learn how to remediate lead safely and help Michigan families get lead out of their homes. Here's the drill. If you work in construction, you're eligible for the training, whether you're a painter, plumber, carpenter, electrician, or other tradesperson. With just 3 days of training, you can become a certified lead abatement worker. With 4 days of training, you can become a certified lead abatement supervisor. So give yourself a competitive edge while you help Michigan families live healthier lives. Learn more about lead abatement training at michigan.gov/lead workforce. That's michigan.gov/lead workforce. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Woohoo! Hey, Stephen, what are you so excited about?
Well, Kelly, I just got great news. .com now has all of our in-stock appliances online.
That is great news.
It sure is. It shows all our brands like LG, GE, Speed Queen, Frigidaire, and more. And with our great delivery and financing options available, we can get people into the appliances they need now.
Wow, but what if someone can't get on the internet?
Not a problem. They can come down to our showroom and talk to any of our award-winning staff. Cranes L&M Appliance Center, 3260 Bay Road, where we work with you.
Check out our in-stock supply of air conditioners, too.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free. 4hims.com/radio. That's right. Free, zero copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who appropriate. Prescribe your ED medication, and a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to, and that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, I guess we'll try to make sense of it all. That is a very, very difficult job. We will have fun.
Markley Van Camp. Days at noon on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Before we get to a couple of topics I just want to bring up here before the end of the hour. I mean, if you're anything like me, we've been cooped up, and COVID-19 has restricted what we've wanted to do, particularly when it comes to travel. Well, we got some good news because we are looking ahead to 2022, and I'm inviting you to join me in June of 2022, about a year from now, for a wonderful trip to the Colorado Rockies. In cooperation with Colette Vacations, this journey will take us to Denver for the start of the tour. Highlights include Denver, Rocky Mountain National Park, Colorado National Monument, Grand Junction, Canyonlands National Park, Dead Horse Point State Park, Arches National Park, the famous Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad, Mesa Verde National Park and its cliff dwellings, the Royal Gorge Route Railroad right through the Royal Gorge, and Garden of the Gods. We'll fly from Detroit Metro, but we'll offer shuttle bus service from Saginaw. Now, cost of this June 17th, 2022 9-day tour is $32.29 per person, double occupancy. That includes air and ground transportation, 13 meals, all hotels, and sightseeing. But if you book now, you'll save $200 per person. Now, if you'd like a color brochure, you can email me your mailing address, or I will email you one of the brochures. Let's hit the road together again. It's about time. Email me at artlewis@wsgw.com. Looks like we have a caller, so let's take a call. Bill is in Essexville. Bill, good morning.
Oh, good morning, Art. Beautiful day out here.
It is.
I have a question, or more a comment. I've program, but a lot of the programs with the COVID news and the restrictions and non-restrictions and all of this, but they always say one thing in there, and the scientific data says it's a consensus. Well, scientific data, because I've dealt with scientific data all my life, it's not a consensus. It's either a fact or it ain't. Now, am I the only person that catches on to this?
No, you're not.
It's whatever they want it to be.
Yeah, and then they won't tell you what it is. The governor for a whole year now has picked on restaurants and said the data and the science, but won't show anybody the data and the science. So I hear you loud and clear.
And I hope that you can get to the Colorado Rockies. I've had family out there. I've been out there.
Oh, I've been out there.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. Been out there many times. Love it.
If I could be buried out there, I would be, but it'd be polluting, so we can't do that. But, it's just so beautiful and pristine.
Yeah.
But these folks out here that really amaze me, because I was listening to a program the other day, and they had 3 experts, infectious disease experts, on the same question, but they gave 3 different answers.
Yep.
And I'm saying, wait a minute. You can't do this.
Well, depends who collects it.
Certainly not the sharpest tack in the drawer.
That depends who collects the data, too. So.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But
all right, listen, I got to run.
Wonderful long weekend.
You too. Yeah, you too. Have a good one. Take care, Bill. That was Bill in Essexville, and we're going to take our last break, come back and close out after these notes.
Social Security. You've spent your working life paying into it. So don't you want to get the most out of it, squeezing it for all it's worth? Jason and Carl Kreiderman and the team at Great Lakes Investment Advisors can show you ways to do that with their free Social Security report. It's a great first step to learn how your Social Security benefits can play a role in your overall retirement income plan, especially because the Social Security Administration isn't able to give advice. Get your free Social Security report from Great Lakes Investment Advisors at greatlakesoffers.com/security. That's greatlakesoffers.com/security. And for more on retirement planning, tune in to Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm offers insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Hey, Stephen, what are you so excited about?
Well, Kelly, I just got great news. Our website, craneslnm.com, now has all of our in-stock appliances online.
That is great news.
It sure is. It shows all our brands like LG, GE, Speed Queen, Frigidaire, and more. And with our great delivery and financing options available, we can get people into the appliances they need now.
Wow, but what if someone can't get on the internet?
Not a problem. They can come down to our showroom and talk to any of our award-winning staff. Crane's L&M Appliance Center, 3260 Bay Road, where we work with you.
Check out our in-stock supply of air conditioners, too.
I have 2 dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess. Always itching. His paws were soaking wet all day from just constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shots and steroids into your dog all the time. DINOVITE.com. Dynovite is nutrition. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dynovite, I great improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent. It's amazing stuff. Since Bailey has been 12 weeks old, he's been a Dynovite dog, and he has 0 issues today. He won't eat his food without Dynovite. When I get out the Dynovite, my dogs actually salivate, like I'm getting them a treat. They drool over it. Dynovite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynovite from DINOVITE.com.
Hi, this is Mike Avery, and here's what's coming up this week on Outdoor Magazine. First, Matt Poet of talks about their 50th anniversary. Then Dan Jordan of Team Anglerfish with details on the big king salmon they've been getting already this season. Sarah Thompson from the DNR talks about the new pheasant hunting license. And in hour number 3, Nick Percy of Killer Food Plots says now is the time to get those seeds in the ground. Listen Sunday mornings at 9 on 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
And that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show today. We'll be back tomorrow with lots more right here on WSGW. Meantime, stick around for Focus coming along next. We're going to talk to Brian Leckel from Saginaw Parks and Recreation. They got a number of things coming up that we'll learn about. That'll all happen in the next hour. But before that, CBS News at the top of the hour brings you up to date on the national and international scene. And Williams will have a local report for you on the Great Lakes Bay region and Michigan. And then I'll be back with Focus right after the news. Talk to you then.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM. Call today.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by...
I'm Steve Kathan. Investigation into the mass shooting in San Jose that left 9 people dead in a rail yard. KCBS Radio's Tim Ryan says authorities are finding out more about the arsenal the 57-year-old gunman had at his disposal.
Sheriff Lori Smith says investigators found 2 semi-automatic handguns and 11 magazines of ammunition. Now, inside the locker, his employee locker, they also found bomb-making materials, including detonation cord, and at the man's home, additional explosive materials.
Police say Samuel Cassidy took his own life at the scene. His ex-wife, Cecilia Nelms, nice but very distant.
He was very polite, quiet, never really wanted to connect with nobody.
The mother of Brian Sicknick, the Capitol police officer who died of injuries in the Capitol attack, is there this morning to meet with Republicans who oppose the formation of a commission to investigate.
Usually I'm staying in the background and I just couldn't stay quiet anymore.
Couldn't stay quiet anymore, she says. The GOP is set to use a filibuster to block action. Republicans are out with a counteroffer to President Biden's huge infrastructure spending bill. Senator Shelley Moore Capito of West Virginia says it calls for just under $1 in spending.
We believe that this counteroffer delivers on what President Biden told us in the Oval Office that day, to try to reach somewhere near $1 trillion over an 8-year period of time that would include our baseline spending.
The president cut his original proposal from $2.3 trillion to $1.7 trillion. The government says claims for unemployment benefits fell to 406,000 last week. Mark Hamrick of Bankrate says it's a sign the labor market's improving as more virus restrictions are removed.
This headline number is on track now to break below the 400,000 level in the coming weeks, which has been typically regarded in the past as psychologically significant.
A realtors group says today fewer people signed contracts to buy homes in April. Of homes on the market remains low. Well, just listen to this 2-year-old Los Angeles girl.
Phosphorus, mold, chemical.
Cash Quest, identifying chemical elements on the periodic table by their symbols. And she can name all 50 states by their shape and location on the map. She's now the youngest member of American Mensa. Her mom says she has an IQ of 146. Checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 139 points. S&P 500 up 9. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimum. Financial advice for every stage of your life.
Mounds and mounds of fur. Our hairballs have hairballs. Our cat Mama, she's 10 years old. She has dandruff and an oily coat.
I have 2 cats, Zippy and Daisy. Daisy sheds like crazy.
If you love your pets as much as I do, you want to do what's best for them to live long, healthy, happy lives. DINOVITE.com.
I just tried this wonderful Catalicious Dynavite for cats, and my cat has been on it for 2 weeks. She is not scratching anymore. She's not chewing anymore. It is just the best.
I was thrilled when I heard Dynavite for cats was coming out because I'd seen the changes in my dog. To introduce my cats to Dynavite, took the advice from Dynavite and put their food on top of just a scoop in the bowl, just to get them used to it, because I know if I even switch one little thing, they put their nose up to it. There was not one problem.
Dynavite for life. You won't believe how happy your cat will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year, we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. Don't look back and wish that you had taken action. Call 38-ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year, we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. Don't look back and wish that you had taken action. Call 833-8-ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 49 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Ann Williams. The Saginaw Township Police, alongside Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters, have kicked off the 10th annual Summertime Lock It or Lose It program. WSGW's Rick Antonio has more.
The campaign is designed to educate citizens in the Saginaw Bay region to help combat the prevalent summertime crime of larceny from vehicles. Saginaw Township Crime Prevention Officer Chris Fredenberg says since the beginning of Lock It or Lose It in 2011, the number of thefts from vehicles has nearly been cut in half.
In the last the average on the numbers of larceny from autos in Saginaw Township. Prior to this campaign, we used to average 220 a year. We've pretty much cut this crime in half and couldn't be prouder of everybody's effort.
Residents are reminded to remove valuables like money, electronics, firearms, pharmaceuticals, and more from their vehicles. Make sure their vehicle is locked when not in use, and call 911 to report any suspicious activity in their area. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
Police in Shiawassee County have arrested 2 men for sex trafficking. A 60-year-old suspect from Vestaburg was charged yesterday for human trafficking and for immoral purposes. The man was arrested following an investigation after a young girl was allegedly taken to a 45-year-old Perryman's home and sexually assaulted. The Perryman is charged with 1st and 3rd degree criminal sexual conduct, child sexual abuse, unlawful imprisonment, and using a computer to commit a crime. The suspects have not been named in order to protect the victim's identity. Flint's Bishop International Airport is lowering parking fees as the parking area undergoes some changes. Next Tuesday, the short and long-term lots at the front of the terminal will be called the terminal lot, while the econo lot will be renamed the shuttle lot. Parking at the terminal lot will cost $10 per day. Reserve parking will cost $2 less at $13 a day, and shuttle lot parking will only be $8 a day. Vehicles parked in the lots before the changes take effect will be charged their current rates throughout their stay. WSGW News Time.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center. We're more than a custom paint store. We have everything you need. From carpet to lighting, it's all here. With quality and satisfaction. Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Since 1959, count them, that's 62 years, Northeastern Paint Supply has been serving the Tri-Cities. We have the most knowledgeable staff in the area, offering you the highest quality products in the industry. Benjamin Moore Paints, Hunter Douglas Blinds, Quazell and Kitchener Lighting, Flooring from Flooring America, Fireplace Doors, Gas Logs, and custom-made rugs. Roof, Northeastern Paint Supply, Saginaw and Bay City.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
WSGW News Time is 11:08. The weekly jobs report across the nation and here in Michigan. Here's more from Murray Feldman.
This is a check of people who filed for unemployment benefits for the very first time last week. Here in Michigan, the number comes in at 11,079. That's down 2,700 from the week before. This Michigan number has now fallen every week since April the 15th. Just to compare, 1 year ago, over 2 million people filed for benefits this week. This year, of course, 11,079. It's heading in the right direction, but still about 2 times higher than it should be. Across the nation, 1,000 people filed for benefits. That is down 38,000 from the week before, the lowest number since the crisis began. Murray Feldman.
Michigan Secretary of State will talk about her appointment system before a State House committee this morning. Jocelyn Benson is testifying before the Oversight Committee. She said earlier this month that all business conducted as the Secretary of State will have to be scheduled through an appointment. Critics say the earliest any appointments have been available are weeks away. The World Health Organization says COVID-19 cases are down 14% worldwide, with deaths down 2%. The European region is reporting the biggest decline in cases and deaths. Despite the global drop, the organization notes that cases and deaths are still high in some countries, even with the downward trend in COVID cases. Munson Healthcare is still issuing a warning. The positive 0.7% with about 192 cases per 100,000. While it's a significant decline, doctors say they are seeing patients who previously had COVID coming in and different medical issues. Physicians are seeing patients who just cannot kick the symptoms and they can't explain why. So health officials are strongly encouraging people to get vaccinated ahead of the tourism season, especially people who are still on the fence about vaccinations. Northern Michigan currently has a 57% vaccination rate. When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom, 752-0. It's 11:10. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see increasing cloud cover here for today with a high around 60 degrees. Northeast winds of 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then for tonight, a chance for some rain showers here, mainly late with cloudy skies, a low near 43. Northeast winds gusts as high as 25. Showers, cloudy skies, a high of 51 degrees. Then by Saturday, mostly sunny and breezy. We'll see high around 62. Sunday, sunshine, a high of 71 degrees. Then by Monday, partial sunshine, a high around 74. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Vucci. GW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 52.
Now, It's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is brought to you by Northeastern Paint Home Decorating Centers in Saginaw and Bay City. For all your home decorating needs, trust Northeastern Paint Supply, serving you since 1959.
And welcome to another edition of Focus on this Thursday. Nice to have you with us. Lots of activities coming up this summer outdoors, and one of the organizations that promotes and provides some of those activities is the Saginaw County Parks and Recreation. And with us this morning, Brian Leckel. Brian, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. How are you today?
We're doing well. Thanks for joining us. I guess we need to start with the big one coming up pretty soon, because there's going to be something to do with fishing happening pretty quick, isn't there?
Absolutely, yes. The Catch Me If You Can Youth Family Fishing Recreation Area, Saturday, June 5th.
So it's only a week away, really, a week and a couple of days. Now, tell us about this, because this is I know we do it at Haithco every year, but this is kind of a statewide thing, isn't it? Doesn't the state waive licensing for this?
Well, there is actually that's the following weekend.
Okay.
The week of the 12th. We actually shifted from it because there are family fishing festivals and tournaments that Saturday the 12th. That we moved ours earlier just to provide even more, so folks could go fishing 2 weekends in a row if they'd like. So yeah, we're Saturday, June 5th for youth out there at Haithco Recreation Area, and it's a great lake and a great day.
All right, so just so we're clarifying this, what are the licensing requirements then for that event?
Yeah, so youth 17 and under do not need a fishing license. However, if parents are going to be assisting in the fishing and those kinds of things, technically they would need a DNR fishing license. However, again, youth are not required to have licenses until they're 18 years old. And so we allow folks to register. The first 150 registered receive a free fishing pole. And we have, I think, just under 80 registered to date. So we're tracking pretty well, but anticipating some more coming in soon.
Did I hear the word free fishing pole?
Free fishing pole. You got it for the first registered. Wow. And the easiest way to do that is to give our office a call at 790-5280. But yeah,
I have to ask, is there a reel attached to that pole?
A reel and a pole, and actually we're going to give you a hook and bobber.
Wow!
So hook, line, and sinker, and pole, everything.
Bring the bait, and you're ready to go.
we'll have some bait too.
You'll have the bait too. Well, you got it covered, don't you? And let me ask, for people that don't know, Haithco is a pretty rich property for fish, isn't it?
It absolutely is. It's a really nice sustained fishery out there. Small and largemouth bass, perch, bluegill, other panfish, northern pike, catfish. A couple winters ago, we had an over 40-inch northern pike caught out of there. So if you can imagine a 3-year-old reeling one of those in next weekend, we'd all have a pretty neat story.
Are these all natural, or are they stocked?
Well, it was stocked back in the 90s, or even prior to that, after a former gravel pit, but the fishery is doing excellent. A few years ago, the DNR came in and did a fish study. They recommended releasing a few more northern pike into the lake to try and thin out some of the smaller panfish to allow everything to get a little bigger. So we did that. But yeah, really nice fishery.
Wow, that's wonderful. And again, let's talk about the June 5th. What are the hours for it?
Yeah, so registration begins at 8 in the morning, and then the fishing takes place from 8 to 11 a.m. on Saturday, June 5th. And then right at 11, we'll kick off our awards and prizes and have you out of there by lunch.
And the awards are based on what?
Largest fish, and then we also have a category of most turned in, I believe. But the large fish usually takes home the prizes, although, of course, we have some really great door prizes from our sponsors and some great community support behind this event. So everyone has a chance to win a great prize, even if you didn't get one of the free poles. But again, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. would be registration and fishing, and then awards and prizes immediately following.
All right,
Saturday, June 5th.
Hang on. We'll talk more when we return. We're talking to Brian Leckel from Saginaw County Parks and Recreation. All ahead here on Focus on WSGW.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Hey everybody, Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year, we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. In fact, over 1 million homeowners took advantage of refinancing or buying a new home with Rocket Mortgage. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase again, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. With an official mortgage review from Rocket Mortgage, you'll see just how much money making a move right now. Don't look back over these next few weeks and wish that you had taken action. You could save hundreds on your mortgage payments or pay off your home loan earlier than planned. You could even take cash out of your home to pay off high interest debt, complete home repairs, or bulk up on an emergency fund. When you want to secure a low rate, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
If you could buy a used vehicle with complete confidence, a used vehicle with a warranty as solid as a new vehicle warranty, you say you'd be interested? Then you should check out the program at Midland Ford Lincoln, backed by Ford Motor Company.
As far as we know, this is the best warranty available in the nation. Value received for dollars spent, this is a fantastic value.
How can you offer such an incredible warranty on a used vehicle?
It's 60 months, 100,000-mile warranty with 100% parts and labor on all covered items.
Every certified vehicle must pass a very tough 172-point inspection and renewal before it. Certified vehicles really have to be right to begin with.
Certified used vehicles are a total new kind of used vehicle, as good as new, backed by a warranty that's as good as gold.
Whether you're looking for the lowest price, best service, or largest selection, you'll find it here at Midland Ford Lincoln, your savings store.
I am so ready to go back to work.
I just need a chance.
So where do I start?
MidMichiganWork.com. Houseback Pickles and Peppers has been in business since 1920. To join their team, stop by their on-site job fair Tuesday, June 22nd, 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. No appointment needed. Hiring managers will be on site to discuss positions, conduct interviews, and hire on the spot. Seasonal help is needed for sorters, forklift operators, tank washers, grading crews, and more. Bring a valid ID Tuesday, June 22nd to 634 Kendrick Street in Saginaw for the Houseback Pickles and Peppers Job Fair, 10 a.m. till 3 p.m.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
You're in the Stone Specialist Studios. This is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Back with you on Focus, talking to Brian Leckel from Saginaw County Parks and Recreation. Just to finish up with the fishing, yours is June 5th, the family. Will you be open for open fishing on the 12th then, for those that want to take part in the statewide celebration?
Absolutely. Up Haithco Recreation Area is open 7 days a week. Even right now, our official season kicks off tomorrow, where we'll have boat rentals open, swimming, beach, etc. But absolutely open for fishing every day.
Let's talk
next week.
Talk about admission to Haithco. What is required? What does it cost?
Sure. Saginaw County residents no longer pay gate fees at Haithco Recreation Area or Immerman Memorial Park, so no charge for county residents. Out-of-county vehicles pay a $2 fee at Immerman or a $5 per vehicle fee at Haithco for the day, or $30 for a season pass.
And that's for the whole shebang. That's everything.
You got it.
So tell us about some of the other activities around Saginaw County Parks and Recreation this summer. Things are going to get back to normal, sort of?
a little bit normal. And I know, for me personally, being outdoors this last year is maybe when I felt the most normal. And we're happy to continue to provide that great service for folks. We'll start at Haysco. It's a great place to spend, a summer day. Swimming beach open daily from 11 to 7:30. We also have boat rental there, paddle boats, rowboats, canoes, kayaks, SUP boards. Are you familiar with SUP, Art?
No.
Stand-up paddle boards.
Oh.
We'd love to get you on one, and we have those available for rent with our other boats. And again, those are open daily at Haysco, beginning tomorrow, starting at 9 a.m. You could do boat rental. We also have canoe and kayak rental over on the Tittabawassee River at Immerman Memorial Park. Pavilion rentals in both of those parks have been very popular this summer. Folks hosting birthday parties, family reunions, again, baby showers, all sorts of different things in our parks this year. So we're gearing up for a busy summer, and we're loving every second of it.
Are there grills available and pavilions or gazebos available?
Yeah, absolutely. So the pavilions, if they're not reserved for the day, you're welcome to just kind of first come, first serve. We also have grills spread throughout the park with picnic tables as well. So you can just, bring a few things to throw on the grill, some charcoal, and we'll have you all set. So those are spread throughout the park. And of course, the more formal reservation, if you're looking to host an event specifically, we're happy to do that as well.
I know throughout the summer, Haysco has from time to time hosted events, senior events, things of that nature. Any plans for this summer?
Yeah, we do have some events planned. I think the annual senior picnic in June has been postponed. However, we are planning some programs out. Obviously, the fishing festival next Saturday, June 5th, is one of them. We have a movie in the park planned at the end of the summer, Thursday, August 18th. We also have a series of movies happening throughout various parks in the county. We have inflatable movie screen, and we roll that out to various parks, and so we have a series of those coming back, as well as some other programs. We're setting up what are called story walks. As you walk along the trail at Immerman Memorial Park, you essentially read through a children's book as you walk, and so it's kind of a neat way to experience the trails in a different way. Speaking of trails, of course, the Saginaw Valley Rail Trail is always extremely popular. And along with others in the area, definitely. But some really great programs coming up. You can find us online, Saginaw County Park, SaginawCounty.com/parks, or on Facebook, Saginaw County Parks, and find a little bit more about our programs there.
And all of the events and activities are listed?
Yeah, absolutely. Intro to Pickleball is one starting up next week. If you're curious about that sport and activity, we have an instructor who will come out and teach you the game and get to play a little bit as well, and that happens out at Immerman Memorial Park, along with some.
I have to ask about staffing. It's been a problem for a lot of folks recently. How are you doing?
Yeah, we hire about 30 seasonals annually, and we're just a couple. We have about 27 that we started with, so we're a few short. If you are looking for a summer job, I think we have a couple openings for park rangers, kind of on the rule enforcement and cleaning, kind of a combination job there. But we do a really nice job. We returned about 50% of our staff from last year, and that's kind of a typical thing for us. We feel pretty good about that retention rate. We have a lot of high schoolers, early college, and some retirees that come back and work for us each summer.
All right, let's end with the phone number again for those that want to fish on this coming June 5th weekend.
Yeah, 989-790-5280.
That would be to register and get your free fishing pole if you're one of the first 150. All right.
That's correct.
Brian, thanks for being with us today, and let's have a great summer in the parks, huh?
Hope to see you out there.
All right, take care now. Bye-bye.
Take care, sir. Bye.
Brian Leckel from County Parks and Recreation. We thank him for joining us here on Focus. And we will close out, and we'll be back tomorrow with more Focus, but stick around now. Coming up after the break, we're going to head over to the Farm Show with Terry Henney. More ahead after these notes.
So, what do you think?
You nailed the custom cabinets.
And the countertop is perfect.
It makes the space.
I'm in love with my kitchen again.
Premier Kitchen and Bath Makes your dream spaces a reality with custom cabinetry and a variety of countertop options like Corian, granite, and quartz, offering both in-store and in-home personalized consultation. We're with you from inspiration to installation. Your dream space is just a phone call away. PremierKitchenandBathGallery.com.
I have two dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess. Always itching. His paws were soaking wet all day from just constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shots and steroids into your dog all the time. DINOVITE.com. Dynovite is nutrition. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dynovite, I started seeing great improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent. It's amazing stuff. Since Bailey has been 12 weeks old, he's been a Dynovite dog, and he choose today. He won't eat his food without Dynovite. When I get out the Dynovite, my dogs actually salivate like I'm getting them a treat. They drool over it. Dynovite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynovite from DINOVITE.com.
Hey everybody, Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year, we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. In fact, over 1 million homeowners took advantage of refinancing or buying a new home with Rocket Mortgage. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase again, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. With an official mortgage review from Rocket Mortgage, you'll see just how much money you could save by making a move right now. Don't look back over these next few weeks and wish that you had taken action. You could save hundreds on your mortgage payments or pay off your home. You could even take cash out of your home to pay off high interest debt, complete home repairs, or bulk up on an emergency fund. When you want to secure a low rate, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Hi, I'm Todd Simon, the fifth-generation family owner of Omaha Steaks. There's nothing I love more than putting a steak on the grill for Father's Day. With Dad's Day right around the corner, send him more than just a gift. Send him an experience with the Get Out and Grill assortment. This package includes 20 entrees he's guaranteed to love. My personal favorite is the 10-ounce butcher-cut New York strip. Plus, you'll get 4 New York strip burgers free with your order. Visit omahasteaks.com and type RARE in the search bar. That's omahasteaks.com, keyword RARE.
The Focus Show on WSGW, brought to you by Northeastern Paint Supply in Saginaw and Bay City. For all your home decorating, Northeastern Paint Supply, serving you since 1959.
And that'll do it for Focus today and for us. We'll be back tomorrow with lots more here on WSGW. Stick around now. Terry Henney's Farm Show comes along next, right after these notes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present the future. Sepia fungicide from BASF.
Looks like a liquid.
Well, it is. Does it have any buttons or screens? It's a fungicide.
What's the battery life?
No batteries. But it is built from the ground up to navigate the ever-changing regulatory landscape and provides longer-lasting residual control. Experience the future with Sepia fungicide. Always read and follow label directions.
Social Security. You've spent your pain into it. So don't you want to get the most out of it, squeezing it for all it's worth? Jason and Carl Kreiderman and the team at Great Lakes Investment Advisors can show you ways to do that with their free Social Security report. It's a great first step to learn how your Social Security benefits can play a role in your overall retirement income plan, especially because the Social Security Administration isn't able to give advice. Get your free Social Security report from Great Lakes Investment Advisors at greatlakesoffers.com/security. That's greatlakesoffers.com/security. And for more on retirement planning, tune in to Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm offers insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered in Michigan. Firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for a grillin' and chillin' package from Fat Matt's Barbecue. This deal gets you a half rack of ribs combo dinner plus 2 of his famous dry rubs and 2 bottles of his homemade barbecue sauce. You can find a list of locations on where Fat Matt's Barbecue will be this summer on his Facebook page. You can also book him for your own private party or event. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
It's all about the nose. It's your air filter, the first line of defense against bacteria and viruses. If too many germs get stuck in your nose, guess what? You get sick. That's why it's so important to keep your nose clean.
News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, a mostly sunny good morning to most of you. A little bit of cloud cover for others. Clouds are beginning to move in, and that temperature just isn't cooperating at all. We started the morning off on the cold side like we thought we would. And as we're moving through the morning, we're working our way into the 50s. We're currently at 52 degrees at the airport, 53 at Radio Center. Midland, wow, you had an overnight low of 34. Right now it's 49. Downtown Bay City is looking at 51 degrees. And on top of all that, we have a northeast breeze about 10 miles per hour. And that's going to pick up as we go through the afternoon and get into the evening hours, that northeast wind, because we do have a low pressure system that started off in Nebraska, moved into Iowa a little bit earlier this morning. It's tracking, I want to say, into the northern half of Illinois. So it's a little bit closer to us than what I thought maybe 24 hours ago, which means or could mean one thing, and that is we're going to get a little bit more rain out of this system, which is the positive. And I guess that's the way we have to look at this whole thing if we're looking for rain, and that is the positive. We're going to get a little bit more rain out of this system. Exactly how much, we'll talk about that in just a second. Right now, the barometer is falling quite high, really, 30.22. Very pleasant evening last night. But again, temperatures dropped down. We saw a low of, I want to say right around 47, 48 degrees. Some folks, though, 42, 43. And then, as I said, over in the Midland area, we did have a couple reports of 34. But then right around the corner, they only dropped down to about 42. So depending exactly on where you're at is just how cold it got. But the further north you got, the cooler it got. And we did see some overnight lows in the low to mid 30s in northern Michigan. And this is going to continue. The nighttime chilly temperatures are going to continue for the next, well, at least tonight, tomorrow night, and then maybe on Saturday night, we're going to begin to see a little bit of a warm up overall. But all throughout this period, we're going to be dealing with cloud cover, and that is going to cut down on the bitter cold temperatures that could happen, especially tonight and possibly tomorrow night. We are going to have some clearing taking place tomorrow night, so we'll just have to get a little bit better update on when the clouds are finally going to move away on Friday night. But for the time being, we've had sun. Cloud cover is trying to work its way into southern Michigan, but we're beginning to see a little bit of precipitation moving into the west central portions of the lower peninsula. Very widely scattered light shower activity. The heaviest amount of stuff is still in Iowa, southern Minnesota, moving into Wisconsin. And that precipitation pattern is going to take a little bit of a southeasterly trajectory over the next 24 hours. So still, we're going to be semi-fringe on the northern side of this system. So, we could very possibly pick up by later on tomorrow morning and tomorrow noon. We could see altogether close to an inch of moisture in the rain gauge. Some of you, though, the further north you get, and by that I mean once we start talking north of US 10, then you're going to begin to see that rainfall amounts taper off rather dramatically. South of US 10, the rainfall amounts will begin to pick up a little bit, and then you get down by 69, 96. Then you're going to see rainfall amounts of at least an inch, if not more than that. So southern Michigan is going to get the majority of the rainfall out of this system. But we'll enjoy the clouds as we move into the afternoon. We're not going to enjoy the temperatures. We are so spoiled. A year ago, yesterday, we broke the record high. 90 degrees was the record a year ago yesterday. 94 is the record high today, and that was set back in 1911. The record low, for those who want to know, 33, that was set way back in 1907 and then tied in 1961. So it's been a long time since we've seen temperatures that cold, and I really don't think we're going to see it here for the next few days. 59 degrees is our projected high with clouds moving in. Spotty rain shower activity with a northeast breeze tonight. 45 is going to be our low. Sun will set this evening at 9:07, rise tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Then during the day tomorrow, I think the best chance of moisture moving in, steadier rain, is going to be somewhere between 11 o'clock tonight and 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. So kind of keep that in mind for the Great Lakes Bay region. Now, tomorrow, wet start to the day, but that rain shower activity is going to move out rather rapidly because that low pressure system tracking through the Ohio River basin is going to be moving rather rapidly. 50 is going to be our projected high temperature for tomorrow, so we won't even hit the temperature we are right now. 52 is where we're at. 50 is our projected high for tomorrow, and I think I'm being liberal with that. 41 for a low tomorrow night, with clearing by midnight, if not a little bit earlier, tomorrow night. Then Saturday, maybe a cloud or something real early by sunrise, but mostly sunny skies. We're going to try to warm up. 66 for a high, 40 for a low. High pressure over Wisconsin. That's why it's going to be a little cool. But then on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 72 to 80 degrees as we move through the progression of those days. Nighttime lows starting off about 47, 48 on Sunday night, and then the low 50s as we move into, and mid 50s as we move into the work week next week. Long range all the way through the 9th, above average on the temperatures, slightly below average on the moisture. That's a look at what's going on. Speaking of what's going on, in a moment, Rick Hollister from the Andersons is going to tell us what's going on in Chicago. He comes along. But before that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Weiss Equipment. Hey, for over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the Little Red Tractor from Case IH, the Farm All, to help them short work their demanding chores. And Weiss Equipment will show you that those Farm All tractors just aren't for the farms anymore. 30 to 105 horse, plus an army of attachments. It'll tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing, loading, towing, and then some. So see them for yourself today at Weiss Equipment, 450 North Main, across from Kroger and Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. Well, Rick Hollister, it's been kind of a, crazy week. Not absolutely absurd, but a little crazy. How are we finishing the work week off ahead of this Memorial Day holiday?
Well, what a difference a day makes. Today, corn up 25 to 35 cents. Soybeans also up 30, wheat up 20, both Kansas City and Chicago. So you just take away that little bit of that speculative selling or that pressure that we've had here for the last 3 or 4 sessions. And yesterday's rumors of cancellations of corn, old crop sales to China, and you insert a new sale to unknown destinations for new crop corn, which, Terry, we are way far ahead of anything in history of new crop corn sales. For the 21 crop, the stuff that we're planting right now. The marketing year will start in September. We are just way far ahead of anything in history you can see as far as new crop corn sales on the books already. So that's bolstering us today. But mainly you just take away that, lighten up that speculative selling. The fund liquidation seems to have run its course for the moment, and you get a pretty nice pop back to areas that we traded on Monday afternoon or Tuesday morning this week even. But boy, what a whipsaw of trade being sharply lower and sharply higher. The drought monitor did come in at a little bit more severe in North Dakota than I think trade was expecting, and that came out this morning. So we thought maybe they'd seen some relief here, but boy, the next 7 to 10 days is not much precipitation up there for those folks. So the drought monitor looks to be worsening a little bit in North Dakota and northern Minnesota, just a tad. So
and they're looking at some much chillier temperatures than what they should have this time of the year too.
Cold. Yes. Yep. Staying cold up in that region. Very much a concern.
You mentioned the adjective whipsaw. I think Jim Price on the Tigers says buggy whip. He uses that a lot, when he's talking about guys batting the ball. They got their old buggy whip out. Whipsaw is the way I think to best describe what's been going on here with these markets, and it doesn't look like it's going to tame down at all, does it?
No, the volatility is still with us, and I think we expect until we see this crop pollinate and the soybeans start to really reproduce here in the summer. I think we have to expect this volatility to be with us for a while.
So what have we got on the board right now in Hemlock?
In Hemlock, old crop corn is $6.55. New crop right at $5. Old crop soybeans at $15.38. New crop beans are $13.20. Red wheat, old or new, at $6.23. White wheat, same way, old or new crop at $6.33.
All right. You take care. Have a happy Memorial Day holiday, okay?
Yeah, have a great weekend.
I will. You too. Rick Hollister over at the Andersons. A little bit more on these markets. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer's got his seat belt on right now, buckling up. The market report brought to you by the folks at Schaefer and Beerline. It's Ram Spring commercial truck season going on right now at your certified ag dealer in this area. Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth. They know trucks and vans. And you should be buying your Ram where Family and Service sells cars. They take care of you. Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth. And by Quality Roasting of Reese, purchasing local soybeans, processing local beans, and marketing local Exceller meal, which is a high bypass soybean meal for your dairy herd since 1991. Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. So give them a call for a quote today. Morning, Doug.
Good morning.
What are we looking at now?
Fun for your money.
Uh-oh.
That's the hot market today. The grains. Everything else is a little bit subdued. Nothing really going on. Yellen was on talking to us, how they're going to take care of us economy-wise and all about inflation numbers being fine. Don't worry about it. So that's the government side of it. But the traders are obviously putting money into the grains, and there's no sellers again. So here's your numbers. The July corn is $6.59, up 34.5. December corn $5.44 3/4, up 24 cents. July soybeans $15.32 up 28 3/4. November soybeans $13.74.5, up 27.5. The July wheat $6.69, up 20.5. And December wheat $6.78 3/4, up 19 cents. And you knew they weren't going to drop crude oil down, so $66.56 on the oil, up 35 cents. Heating oil $2.04.5, up 0.2 of a penny. Gasoline $2.14.5, that's down a half a penny. Natural gas $2.93.5, that's down 9 cents. Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar gets you $1.2070 at the border, that's down 47 ticks. The yen is at 109.72, up 58 ticks. The euro is at 121.95, up 5 ticks. And the dollar is at 90.03, down 6 ticks. Gold's at 1892.70, down 8.50 an ounce. Silver's at 27.83, down 5 cents. Platinum's a big mover today, 1176.30. That's down $24.
Okay, wholesale gas prices. All right, you said what, 214?
214.
What does that compute out to?
It supports 280. Hint. Really.
I paid $3.10 a gallon this morning for regular gas and didn't even get a free candy bar. What's the deal here?
Well, they know who's got money.
Oh,
they
I
just
see.
adjust prices as they see it coming.
Must have been the guy behind me. Or in front of me. Doug, take care. We'll talk to you again, all righty?
Yep.
Market Report has also been brought to you by the folks, the Bader family.
For 33 years, the Bader family has been proud to be your local John Deere dealer. Starting in central Michigan and growing to 10 stores from southeast Michigan to the bridge, we are happy to announce the transition to another great organization. Going forward, Hudson Inc. will continue to provide the John Deere experience you can rely on for parts, service, and sales. The Bader family thanks you for all your business and wishes Hudson Inc. the very best.
Folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency want you to be ready. It's called risk management. And the idea is, with risk management, you take advantage of things that are going to work for you. You also protect yourself against things that you don't want to happen. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency can cover what you need. And just around the corner with the storm seasons and everything else approaching, we're going to have some severe weather. You probably should be looking at some hail insurance. At least check it out anyway and find out how reasonable it can be. Remember, the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency is licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. Their agents can be reached directly on their cell phones for questions or emergencies. The office number? Well, it's 989-868-4722. They're located right in downtown Reese. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. When we return, Jerry Samolsky will be joining us.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center. We're more than a custom paint store. We have everything you need. From carpet to lighting, it's all here. With quality and satisfaction guaranteed. Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Since 1959, count them, that's 62 years, Northeastern Paint Supply has been serving the Tri-Cities. We have the most knowledgeable staff in the area, offering you the highest quality products in the industry. Benjamin Moore Paints, Hunter Douglas Blinds, Quazell and Kitchener Lighting, Flooring from Flooring America, fireplace doors, gas logs, and custom-made rugs. It's all here under one roof. Northeastern Paint Supply, Saginaw and Bay City.
Northeastern Paint. Home Decoration Center.
First, we had a toilet paper shortage. Then it was a sanitizer shortage. And now a chip shortage. Don't worry, not potato chips. We're talking computer chips. I'm Steve Cook from Cook Chevrolet Buick and Vassar. Thanks to this latest shortage, new car and truck inventories are absolutely depleted for every car company across the entire country. So at the Cook GM Superstore in Vassar, at any point in time, we have a few Silverado pickups, Blazers, Equinoxes, and Traversas in stock. And in the event we don't have exactly what you need, we can tell you details about every Chevy or Buick that will be arriving in the next several weeks. And most importantly, we'll let you reserve the vehicle of your choice. Do you have a lease coming due in the next several months? What are you going to do? Why not contact a Cook staff member and lock in a vehicle? Here are this month's great zero-down offers. Equinoxes from $208, Blazers $249, and Silverados from $274. That's the Cook GM Superstore, M15 top of the hill in Vassar.
Payments based on 36-month GM employee and family lease, 10,000 miles per year, and includes all rebates. Chevy, find new roads.
New parts for old tractors made easy. 1-800-234-3280. That's the phone number, or the website, steinertractor.com. Check them out today because they understand how your life and your job both stop if your tractor stops running. We say good morning to Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, it looks like we're going to get a little bit of rain for that plant of the week. What is it?
Terry, the plant of the week this week is we're going to use the whole family of spirea. Spirea, like, we keep mentioning, the name of a plant means it's got a lot of different relatives. Spirea has the Van Hootie variety. That's the old-fashioned spirea. The bridal wreaths that were in front of all the farmhouses. Now they're blooming white and hanging down. People sometimes don't like them because they get woody, but you just got to thin them and prune them. One of the things the spireas love is to be trimmed. Then we have some more of the snowmound spirea, a smaller type Van Hootie. And then we get into the japonicas, all the gold and green, and they range in height. The japonicas from 3 feet to 18 inches in height. And of course, they'll spread maybe 3 to 4 feet in width. The Van Hooties, the taller ones, they'll get 6 by 6, 6 tall, 6 wide. And so there's just a huge variant in that plant. I think, Terry, we're carry about 15 different varieties. And again, ranging from flower cover of white to pink and red all the way through. And again, the mixtures, some plants even have all 3 colors on one. So there's just a huge variety within the spirea family, easy to grow, no insects or diseases to worry about, tolerant of all kinds of soils. And once established, it's pretty drought resistant. They're just great plants.
All right. Jerry, thank you. You have a great day, okay?
Yes, sir.
All righty.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present the future. Sevia fungicide from BASF.
It looks like a liquid.
Well, it is. Does it have any buttons or screens? It's a fungicide.
What's the battery life?
No batteries. But it is built from the ground up to navigate the ever-changing regulatory landscape and provides longer-lasting residual control. Experience the future with Sevia fungicide. Always read and follow label directions.
Hi, I'm Ray at Begic Nursery and Garden Center in Bay City. And do we have something to celebrate? You're invited to stop in this week and see our exciting new expansion. More space to shop will make shopping more enjoyable at Begic's. Plus, you'll have fun seeing all that's new for spring. Our outdoor entertainment area has come alive with classic and innovative styles of accents and tasteful garden features, with the area's largest selection of gorgeous planters, pottery, gas fireplaces, cascading waterfalls, outdoor art and statuary. You'll have all the elements for your perfect outdoor space. Begic's has the whole line of Weber grills and accessories in stock, and you won't find a better selection or a lower price anywhere else. See our exciting new expansion. More space to shop will make shopping more enjoyable at the Gicks. We'll see you this week, the Gick Nursery and Garden Center on M84, 1 mile east of I-75, west side Saginaw Road, Bay City.
Along with me, Steve Anderson from Baird & Company. Steve, New York, what's going on?
Well, Terry, it's looking like a pretty good day here for me. I've got Dow Jones Industrial Average is ahead by 131 points, putting it at 34,454. Volume 384 million shares. The NASDAQ is ahead by 18, putting it at 13,756. Volume there, 377 million shares. Locally, Caterpillar 239.38 up 167, Deere 359.98 up 224, CMS 62.69, that's down a quarter. Dow 68.94 up 7 cents. DuPont 84.43 up 118. Corteva 45.33 up 55. GM 59.97 up 189. Trinzio is 64.56 up 62. We've got Walmart at 142.36 up 19. Home Depot is 318.92 up 159. Huntington Banks 1578 up 29. TCF 47.27 up 89, and AT&T is ahead by 7 cents at 29.62.
Steve Anderson, thank you. You have a great day, okay?
Well, I certainly will. I hope you all do too.
We sure will. Steve Anderson with Baird & Company. Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today, 989-868-4444. We'll be back at 12:30 with an update. Now we join radio stations all across the country by playing our national anthem.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Steve Kathan. We're learning more about the 9 people who were killed by a gunman at a San Jose rail yard. CBS's Jamie Yukis.
Taptejdeep Singh was one of those killed.
He's a very good person in our family.
He worked as a light rail operator for roughly 9 years and leaves behind a wife and 2 small children. Coworkers told his family the 36-year-old pushed one of them into a room to hide from the shooter, then frantically started warning others.
He just saved her, and then after that, he go towards the downstairs,
Investigators say the gunman who took his own life had 2 semi-automatic weapons and 11 ammunition magazines, and bomb-making material was found in his work locker. The mother of Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, who died of injuries in the January 6th attack, is on Capitol Hill trying to convince Senate Republicans to back a commission to investigate. His girlfriend Sandra Garza is along too, trying to make the case.
Police officers were getting attacked. They were getting beaten. Fire extinguishers were thrown at them. They were being attacked by flagpoles.
President Biden just indicated he'll likely publicly release the Wuhan virus report he's commissioned to determine the origins. In the wake of the cyber attack that crippled a key East Coast oil pipeline, CBS's Cammie McCormick tells us the Department of Homeland Security is getting the word out about some new measures.
The directive requires critical pipeline owners and operators to report cybersecurity incidents and to dedicate a coordinator available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It also calls for a review of current practices.
With Memorial Day coming, many of us are on the move or will be soon. The easing of pandemic restrictions has made travel more appealing. Zach Summers of WGCL TV Atlanta talking to some flyers.
It's crazy. Travelers passing through Atlanta